Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Untitled Gaming Podcast project for episode 14. Today, we're going to be discussing E3 2021, the biggest gaming event of all time. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely. The gaming Christmas, as some people call it.
Biggest bit for all across all genres, not just fans of any particular platform. Everybody got a little bit of something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got to feel a bit of a way about something.
Yeah, that is true. So a lot of people had feelings and words.
Oh, lots of words. I saw many, many a word. The funny thing is, I'm looking at my notes right now. I actually didn't write down anything for the Summer Game Fest.
Um, there were a few things announced, like the new Weezer song that debuted
I
in
fucking forgot
Summer Game
about
Fest.
that! Fucking Weezer was there. Holy shit, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the ETH or the 4chan leak was right.
What is that weird like boating game that they're a part of? What
I don't
like
know. It looks like kind of like a jet ski racer type thing, but like.
how did Weezer get involved with I I don't understand.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I say we'll just start going through the press conferences, starting with the Summer Game Fest, and we'll work our way to the big stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of just inadvertently worked out that way. But yeah, Summer Game Fest. Since I don't have any notes, I'll just go off like the first thing I can think of that comes to my mind, and that would be the Is it going to be DLC for Death Stranding, or how is that going to work with this Metal Gear inspired edition?
It's gonna be part of the Death Stranding director's cut,
Hmm. I see.
which, the funny thing is that, like the big selling point for Death Stranding was like it's what's it called? It's like uh I'm pulling a blank. It's like Kojima, like like Unchained, like he's able to do whatever he wants with no restrictions. Like Konami's not holding him back.
Right.
But then a director's cut means that they held shit back.
Yeah, I was actually literally thinking about that as you were explaining that it was for the director's cut. I'm like, wasn't the whole point of Kojima opening his own like game studio so that he wouldn't be held back?
I mean, part of me thinks that the reason why it's called like he's calling it his director's cut is because like Kojima's such a huge film buff and
Yeah, that's
like he's
true.
like super into the movie industry, and so like whenever like an extended version of a movie comes out, it's always the director's cut.
That is true. I could totally see him just naming it that to like fit that naming scheme. Or it could also just be like he did have full creative control, but maybe like because he didn't really have exclusivity with Sony. He had like limited exclusivity. So maybe
Yeah, yeah,
Sony could have put some pressure on him on some things, and some ideas were dropped during production that maybe he was able to bring back.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Either way, that is exciting. I know Death Stranding is kind of a mixed game. I still haven't even gotten around to playing it, but to me it comes off like a game I could enjoy, even though it's considered from what I've seen like walking simulator.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm somebody that literally I turn my brain off and I can play like No Man's Sky. So
Mm-hmm.
it seems something that could be up my alley.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I gushed about how much I loved Kojima's like storytelling when I was talking about Metal Gear Solid before.
Oh yeah.
Um, so well, I mean, I still need to play MGS5, and then I need to get into I'm not entirely sold on Death Stranding,
Hmm.
but I mean, because I mean, like you, I've heard very mixed things about it. I've heard some people say it's like really great, and other people say like, it's not that great.
Yeah, that's the thing. It to me it comes off like you really gotta know what you're going in for, and if you're going into it looking for like the successor to Metal Gear, this is not that.
I mean, it might be now though.
I mean, that's also true. It totally it could be now. The box is there, but
Not just
I
the box, but that first
Shadow Moses
fucking
Island.
room looked
Yeah.
exactly like Shadow Moses.
Yeah, it's true. Mm. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, like, how much could Kojima get away with in terms of just doing like knockoff Metal Gear?
I mean, I think so long as he doesn't explicitly say like Metal Gear, Foxhound, uh, like Shadow Moses Island, like just like use like drop direct references.
Yeah, it's
I think it should
iron
be fine.
equipment. Uh,
Iron equipment.
I'm trying to think of like more alternatives. Uh, well, I almost literally just said Liquid Snake as if like that literally isn't already a thing. I'm, there's nothing else he could do. I
Yeah.
honestly, how feasible would it be for him to buy back Metal Gear? Konami would never, would
No,
they?
Konami is just gonna milk that shit like until like I have like 4 generations past me.
Well, yeah, because they're completely profit incentive, and when, but the thing is, like, don't they realize that like you need a series that's successful to like profit off of? They can't just have the name alone in like the past, right? Like they're gonna sit on this thing, and then if they're gonna release anything else, it's gonna be like Metal Gear Survive or like some shit that's gonna be so far from the like original creators' intention. I just
Uh,
I don't
there's
see their game plan here.
there's Metal Gear Survive. There's Metal Gear Pachinko.
Oh my god, that's not award-winning game, is it? I mean, maybe it is. I don't know.
No, it's not. Everybody hates that shit, dude.
Is there a world for reviewing gambling machines, like gambling games?
Is that what?
Is there like a critiquing, like is there journalism that covers reviewing gambling machines? Like it could be
No,
like
because it's pretty
slots or
much
pachinko.
it's like because it's pretty much all the same shit. It's just like what you want to see on the screen while you're playing it.
Exactly. Get someone to review the shit that you see on the screen. See, that's my new avenue. That's my new approach. I'm gonna be the gambler reviewer.
You see, the biggest issue with the Metal Gear Solid one is the fact that it's like a very loud and bright machine, and the whole point of Metal Gear Solid is to be quiet and stealthy.
Well, isn't it also one of the things that's like really annoying about it is that like it uses really high quality models of is it MGS3?
Yeah, it does.
And so it just shows that they have the capability of if they wanted to do almost an HD remaster or anything like that, they could. However, they're
God,
using those resources and putting them towards pachinko machines.
if they did, it would be so nice.
It would be something better than just like making zombie survival game with the Fox engine.
Zombie survival game that's pay to win.
Yeah. Oh, not only pay to win, but pay to have more save files.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Konami? But yeah, it's good to see Kojima still working. I want to know if, I mean, because Death Stranding is not going to be, like a live game service. I'm pretty sure after this director's cut, that'll probably be it for the project. And I want to know what Kojima's going to do next.
I know he said he wants to go into making like films.
I mean, honestly, that would be best for him, I think, because like that's what he's always really wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see that, legitimately.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I've already gushed about this before, but like, uh, Kojima can definitely write like a really good story. Like the ending to MGS4 like brought me to tears.
Not only right, he can direct. He's actually really fucking good.
Yeah. So like I definitely think like and I think like a film by Kojima would definitely bring in a lot of people.
Yeah, he could literally be the one person to directly translate, like, just completely, like, abstract ideas and have them be on screen and make them, like, what's sort of, like, palpable.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. But I guess anything. I'm trying to think. What's something else from Summer Games Fest?
There is Nier Automata DLC for Fall Guys.
Oh my God, that's right. Two Bean.
To Bean.
Two Bean. Yeah, that's a that's just weird. It's just so strange. I personally I do think Fall Guys is a good game. I feel kind of bad because I hear that the player base is like dipped almost like Among Us. But
Yeah,
I don't.
it plummeted off the face of the earth.
Yeah, man, that bums me out because the whole point of that game is to have as many people as possible, all like
Hmm.
rushing and stuff. But the amount of support and like crossover stuff it gets, because I mean, I saw like they had a Godzilla one, a Sonic one. Like it's cool to see them get these like crossover options, but I don't know if any of it's really gonna be enough to bring people back. Because I think the whole thing with Fall Guys is just, it feels like everything that has kind of been done with it has been, or maybe people are kind of like it gets old.
Hmm.
That's all I can kind of take away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I have Fall Guys and I've played it like I think for like a little bit over an hour. It just failed to hold my interest. Like it felt like after I played for an hour, I'd played all the mini games like at least like twice.
Yeah, that was the vibe I got because I got it. I got it for free with PlayStation Plus,
Hmm.
and I remember playing just like a few rounds, and then I realized this is just kind of all it has to it
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the updates have added a lot more to it,
at this
but
point.
yeah, it feels like almost hard to get into it because at this point, if you're gonna be playing, you're gonna be playing against like the people who have been playing like nonstop, pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's really true. But at the end of the day, though, like as much as I feel bad about the player base dropping out, I do like that there is still some form of support and that the team is still dedicated to it. I'm not trying to like pour one out for the Fall Guys team. Like legitimately, they're passionate about that game, and that I'm happy for them.
Hmm. Definitely, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I do remember they teased a bit of the Sonic the Hedgehog Orchestra coming up, which I
Yeah, yeah.
am I am looking forward to. They showcased a bit of the Sonic Unleashed soundtrack, which I don't know if I've mentioned it in the podcast, but Sonic Unleashed has my favorite video game soundtrack like of all time. It does such a wonderful job of just demonstrating different cultural like music, and it captures it in this like very energetic, very Sonic way. This is the best I can explain it, but it's just fucking wonderful, man.
Hmm. I
Really,
mean,
really looking
from
forward
the
to it.
parts of it that I've listened to, the music is like absolutely like astonishingly good. Like,
It comes off like just very cinematic with it because it's full orchestra on that game. I'm trying to think of like any other Sonic games that I know off the top of my head that are full orchestra, but nothing comes to me quite like Sonic Unleashed.
hmm.
It was a game that like it had a silly concept, but it does the thing that I like about Sonic games that Sonic hasn't done since like literally Sonic Unleashed, is that it's silly, but it takes itself seriously, and that's what makes it charming.
Hmm.
And I don't know if we'll ever get a Sonic game like that again. So pour one out. We will pour one out for the Sonic community. You know.
I mean, I feel like Sega thinks that that's not what people want because, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, like Unleashed has like kind of like moderately good to like bad reviews. A lot of
Yeah.
the reason for that is like not even the Sonic levels, like the daytime levels are good, but it's the Werehog levels that everyone hates, right?
Yeah. Dude, I'm not even gonna like. I won't. I don't want to spoil it, but this is gonna sound almost lame. But the ending of Sonic Unleashed like made me cry. Like
Really?
it is actually like it's an emotional ending.
Mm,
I don't. It sucks. Like because like I guess I don't want to spoil how many year old game now. It's like 2008 probably.
nice. Yeah, that's a really old game.
Yeah, but no, what, fuck it. I'm gonna spoil. If anyone, just skip ahead like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go through this really quick. But you meet like this little character named Chip, and by the end he sacrifices himself, and it's actually like a really emotional thing, and this song plays. It's
A little
really
like
like,
flying thing, right?
yeah, it's that little like flying like fur creature, and the American voice is so fucking annoying, but like the Japanese voice is like fine and like cute. But they make him so annoying in the American version. But I don't know. The ending is genuinely sad, and like they play a little song like dedicated to him, and like over the credits, similar to like they give I think Shadow a song at the end of Sonic Adventure 2 when
Hmm.
he quote unquote dies and never comes back.
But he does
Never.
come back.
No, that's a clone, or is it? I don't know. There's like fucking 12 different endings to Shadow the Hedgehog. Who knows? Ugh. But yeah, so that Sonic Orchestra, I'm really looking forward to.
Hmm.
All right, anything else coming to mind?
From Summer Games Fest, Metal Slug Tactics, which is
Oh
something
right.
I'm very excited for because I'm a huge fan of the Metal Slug games and I'm a huge fan of tactics games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not a collaboration that I thought would come. Like,
Right.
or like it's like Metal Slug is, it's a side-scrolling arcade shoot 'em up.
Yeah, pretty fast paced.
Yeah, very fast-paced. So it almost seems like a what's it called? A tactics game doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it looks cool as hell, and I love that they're going with the classic pixel art style,
Yeah.
which makes
Which
me very
translates
happy.
perfectly to the like top-down strategy board layout.
Hmm.
But because the only experience I have with Metal Slug is like I think maybe one or two times I may have played it in an arcade cabinet with like one of those ones mixed with like Bubble Bobble. Is it Neo
Hmm.
Geo? But
Yeah.
yeah, and like that's kind of like the little experience I have with it. And I always like sucked so much at it that I didn't want to play it again because this is when I was like way younger. But I
Hmm.
always the one thing that always caught my eye about it was always the art style, and I really really like how it translates over enough to the point where I'm pretty sure I'm gonna check this one out.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, Metal Slug. That's definitely gonna be really good.
Yeah. Aside from that, there was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, the Borderlands spin-off game.
Yeah, so that's a full spin-off game?
Yeah.
That okay, cuz I remember they did, I don't know if it was for pre-sequel or if it was for Borderlands 2, but there was an expansion that was that whole idea of them playing D&D with Tiny
That
Tina
was
as
Borderlands 2. Those two.
that was too? Okay. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
which one. I never played that DLC. And from what I heard, like a lot of people really really liked it. So it's cool to
Yeah.
see it get its own official release, I guess then.
Hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. I
Um,
I I,
anything else?
I didn't get Borderlands 3 though. Was it good?
Um, so I haven't beaten Borderlands 3, but I've played a bit of it,
Mhm.
and pretty much my analysis is like the same as everybody else's, where the gameplay is great.
Mhm.
Like the gunplay feels really good. Each one of the guns is like, they have that classic Borderlands uniqueness where each one of them feels different. There's like a billion different like variations on the same gun and everything.
Yeah.
The characters feel great to use, and like the added mobility that they've given them, like because like you can do like a Call of Duty style slide,
Oh,
and
okay.
and there's like some extra air movement that you get and whatnot, and
Mhm.
like uh the skill trees and everything all feel really good. But the story is just nowhere near as good as like the writing is just never gonna match what Borderlands 2 had, in my opinion.
Yeah, see that's the impression I get from everybody that I know that's been playing Borderlands 3, and you've now kind of fallen in line with it, is that everybody kind of started playing it and then just dropped off before finishing it. And I think it really is the story and the writing that is the thing that really keeps people coming back to Borderlands. Like the gameplay can be really good, like just a fantastic first person shooter gameplay, but if you don't care about anything that's happening within that setting, it makes it really hard to come back.
Yeah, because I remember like Borderlands 2, like I remember like legitimately like hating Handsome Jack.
Yeah,
Like
they made a
like they made
fucking great villain.
they made the perfect villain.
It's like a
Like,
douchebag that like you just fucking are so tired of.
but you're not just tired of him because he's like also really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like you don't get tired of him. You're just you want him to die, but you don't want him to go away.
Right, right.
But like playing Borderlands 3, like uh do you care about spoilers for Borderlands 3 at all?
Nah, I'm okay.
So they made like the main antagonists,
Hmm.
they're streamers.
Yeah, I remember something vaguely about that.
And they make like all sorts of like little like kind of like Twitch and like live stream references and everything.
Oh, is it like Hello Fellow Kids kind of shit or?
It feels a lot like that. Like they call
Eh,
it like a live stream instead of like a live stream or something like that. And
wow,
like
clever.
um they have like subscriber like like adjacent type things, and it's for me it was very like annoying for lack of a better word,
Hmm.
because it was like if I want to see somebody make fun of like a live stream, I can just like watch a YouTube video or like a fucking like Twitter video even of that shit. Like having them blast it in my face every 5 seconds, like, oh hey, by the way, we're streamers and we're streaming this live and everyone's watching you. I'm like, uh-huh.
Yeah, I could. Jesus, yeah, that could get grating. That's not. That's just not like something. Because with Handsome Jack, he's not just kind of tied down to be a parody of like some other trope. He's a character.
Yeah,
And this sounds like it's just trying really hard to like come off like this is what streamers are like, right?
yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, oh jeez. That's kind of a bummer. It's cool that like the gameplay is like still good, but that writing seems like a bummer.
I know that a lot of people were also upset because they nerf, because like they do like balance, they were doing like balance patches and whatnot,
Oh, huh.
and like sometimes if something was strong and people were using it too much, they would nerf like that play style.
Oh shit.
And like people would get pissed because it's just like, oh well, like I literally like farmed for this like this class augment and this specific gun type and all this shit, and now it's literally useless because you made the playstyle like garbage.
Hmm. I I don't like that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
It's
like,
like when they nerfed Knuckles in Sonic Boom. It got
yeah,
so.
dude, he can't infinite jump anymore.
Bro, I got so used to maining Knuckles and just clipping through shit, and then they nerfed him. It's too strong. Uh,
But back to Summer Games Fest stuff. They showed off some stuff for Overwatch 2, which didn't interest me in the slightest.
wasn't it literally just like two of the updated models that like just look slightly different?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Um, Jeff Goldblum was there for Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Let's fucking go. I do
Uh,
like Jeff
and
Goldblum though.
I think like I mean, obviously
He was paid to
the
be there,
biggest
but
announcement was Elden Ring finally has
yeah.
a release period and like a bunch of gameplay footage and everything.
Yeah, that was the only thing anybody watching Summer Game Fest was there for, and literally the only thing the chat was talking about the entire time.
Yeah.
I do remember that very much. And as for my opinion of Elden Ring, I kind of I don't know. I don't really have that much of an opinion on it, just because of where I stand with like my break with Bloodborne right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played a Souls-like game in its entirety. They just never really interested me, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that the Soul, because I know that like a lot of people really like the subtle storytelling of the Souls-like games.
Yeah,
Um,
I did like from what I saw in Bloodborne. I thought that was actually really well done.
yeah, and so that combined with the like the story writing power of George R. R. Martin
Mm-hmm.
does seem like
Enticing.
very, yeah, it seems very enticing, but I don't know. I mean, I'd probably have to play like a Souls-like game to get my like I guess feelings towards the genre.
Yeah. I mean, I guess any it's not a Soulsborne game. I guess it's like Souls Light. But the closest thing I have to beating anything like that would be, I guess, that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game. A lot of
Oh,
people compare it to the Souls games.
the one where I googled how to beat like the final boss for you.
Yeah, that shit was fucking bullshit. But
Um,
that's right, you did do that. Jesus Christ. But that's like the closest I've come to, and that game's not even fucking hard compared to any of the Souls games or Bloodborne. Other than that,
mhm,
like Bloodborne, I just hit a wall at a point where I'm like, I don't enjoy like starting this up and playing
mhm,
it anymore. I want to play something else, and that's just kind of where I am right now until I pick it up again. So
mm.
Elden Ring, I'm probably gonna sleep on, um, not in a harmful way. I think it's gonna be great, and I hope the people that enjoy Souls games will enjoy it. Have nothing to say about like because there are people that are like kind of whiny and be like, oh, these Souls games are just like, bad, and like people just get too obsessed with them. I'm like, no, I think they're good games. I just think it's not for me.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that was Summer Game Fest. It was really just Elden Ring announcement, the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a very common theme of this E3 was that it was just a very lukewarm E3, and like that's no hate on the developer side of things because COVID hit everyone hard.
Yeah, I think we need to make a quick little like, and I feel like we're already like 30 minutes in to make a disclaimer like this now, but because since we're about to get like into the meat of the actual E3 presentations, there is no excuse to be like harassing these developers or like being really just dickish to each other, like just because stuff you wanted wasn't announced.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's literally no excuse for that.
Yeah, I've been seeing like a lot of toxic like feedback commentary videos just talking about how shitty E3 was, and like you got to realize even the fact that they're on stage like doing or not, I mean, obviously not in front of a bunch of people, but like presenting anything right now is pretty incredible considering everything that we've all been through.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I thought that this was like the most like sleep-inducing E3 of all time,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no. It
but
totally.
at the same time, um it's like again, I understand why it was the way it was.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not saying don't like go out there and tell people that this was like the greatest E3 of all time, and if they
Oh yeah,
disagree,
it
they're
really
wrong.
wasn't. Yeah.
No, for me, it's just like don't give shit to the developers or the companies,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the stuff you wanted wasn't there. But yeah, just everything in moderation. We don't need to to go ham on how good it was, and we don't need to go ham on how shit it was.
100% agree. With that being said, we'll go ahead and dive into the first of these conferences. We'll just, and for all these, like I don't think, just because of the nature of a lot of these, we're probably not gonna spend too much time, because there's one that I know you and I have a lot to say about. Uh,
The only one that matters.
yeah, pretty much. But we're gonna just kind of lightly touch upon and pick up at least a few things that we remember enjoying from these conferences. So I think we should just start off with, I believe Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, however you want to say it, was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like, they didn't have a terrible press conference, at
They
least
don't.
compared to the ones that came later.
True. I think my biggest issue is just Ubisoft as a whole. I
Mm-hmm.
have issues with because of how how would I put it? Because of the way that they, I guess, make money off of their games, where they'll sell you a game for full price and then they'll sell you like all of this DLC, which was pretty much like, it could have just been in the base game, but
Yeah, I'm almost nearly certain. I could be wrong. I want to also say I could be wrong, but I feel confident in saying that they kind of pioneered that whole like gold edition, platinum edition, like versions of games on release date that like come with like the actual like added bonuses of the game, that like they kind of, you know what I'm talking about? Like it wasn't really until Ubisoft I'm trying to think of, like, Watch Dogs comes to mind, Assassin's Creed comes to mind. They all released with like 3 different versions on release day.
yeah.
And like that shit's so weird.
Yeah, it's mm, that's part of the reason why I don't really hold a lot of, or why I guess I don't hold Ubisoft in very high regards.
Yeah, man, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I mean, the one game that I think that was good from their conference, that I know does not follow this trend, is Mario Rap plus
Yeah.
Rap.
I was gonna say that's like the one game that like was 100% like, this is fun, like I'm buying it. It literally, by the way, I think it might still be on sale. You can get the, funny I was mentioning gold platinum editions. You can get the gold edition of the first one for $15 right now on the
Yeah,
eShop.
like, and I think the only reason that Mario plus Rabbids is the way it is because Mario. Like,
It is 100%.
Nintendo is the one that is like saying, "Hey, you're not gonna like, force the consumer to buy like $50 worth of add-ons to play a complete game."
It is 100% for that reason. I gotta say, like, I was definitely the people, like one of the people skeptical about a Mario and Rabbids crossover, and I thought it was like cringy at first.
You
Um,
know, I had the same feeling, but I've literally heard nothing but good things about the game.
that's the thing. Fuck, I'm gonna say something good about Rabbids, which is weird. The only Rabbids game I've played, I think, was the one, I think it's called Rabbids like Go Home or something. It's one where like they are trying to get to the moon. It was on the Wii. But I do remember liking that game. But the main thing that like I've taken away from a lot of the reviews and critiques about the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is that Rabbids on their own can just be very grating and like annoying to see, hear, experience in the
Hmm.
game. But where they are strongest is when they're used in parody or as supplementary to like something else. Like they need something to play off of. And I
Hmm.
think that is what works about Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And for me, especially in like the new trailer, it's the way that they characterize like the Rabbid Peach like took off with like the first one. And I fucking immediately when they showed Rabid Rosalina, I was dying.
Yeah.
Because that is like the perfect way that I would want like Rosalina to be portrayed in like a parody, is to have her just be like really angsty and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Like I like that ability that like Nintendo's letting them poke fun at like their characters and just kind of like, like be what's, I guess that's it. Yeah, just like more comfortable like parodying themselves.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that's um really, I guess, for lack of a better, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, Nintendo has been more open to letting their IPs, be used by other companies or be used alongside other companies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like freaking what's that game? Cadence of Hyrule with Crypt of the
Yeah,
Necrodancer.
yeah.
And like they even got Family Jewels, like the YouTube cover people, to do songs to do music for that game with the DLC.
By the way, I started that game. It's really good.
Oh, I remember. I think or not. I think I know. I beat the game like from 2 days of purchasing it.
It's
Like
so it's so
I,
good.
I was hooked on that game. It was really good, and the music is so good.
Oh yeah, it's from what I've heard so far. My very early hours of playing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that that's something that is positive about Nintendo, that they're just letting, other companies work with their IPs in ways that, might not be the way that they're normally portrayed, and it's it's very positive.
I will say it's probably the most like character like animation we get from the Mario series outside of like maybe the Luigi's Mansion game.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, honestly, okay.
I was about to take a step back. Odyssey did do a fair bit to like towards expressiveness and storytelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just good to see like a fresh take.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope is gonna be, it's probably gonna be really good. I'm really
Yeah,
looking forward to
probably.
it. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else from Ubisoft's press conference. That Rainbow Six Alien game does not interest me at all. They spent
Same.
a long time showing that, and I was just like, this is so like like this is so like easy like money. Like it comes off like they came in a corporate like setting and we're like, okay, what else can we do with Rainbow Six, our incredibly successful multiplayer game? I don't know, horde mode or like some sort of zombie co-op thing. It's like, okay, there we go, slap that in it.
Aliens.
Yeah, yeah, literally like the ancient aliens guy. It's like, get this, guys. I don't know, like I'm not again, to the team working on it. I hope, I wish them the best of luck, and like they're obviously like having a good time making it. For me, it just seems like a tired concept.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, like every company is trying to make money, but it just feels like a very cheap cash grab
Like very
almost.
blatant. Like it I just it feels weird.
Yeah.
Feels weird, man. But yeah, I don't know, that Rainbow Six Alien game. Yeah, it gives me meh.
Yeah.
Um,
Very, very mid.
yeah. There's a game that they showed called Riders Republic. Do you remember that?
Is that the motorcycle one?
Yeah, that like extreme sports one.
I remember it.
It
I
pisses
now that
me
you
off.
now that you
I'm
brought it up, I remember it, I guess.
It pisses me off only for like one reason, because there's like a part of it where it shows a bunch of people in what looks essentially like a skate park, but it's all snow and they're all on like snowboards and they're doing like skateboard tricks. Like it looks like a Tony Hawk game, but they're on snowboards, which doesn't make any fucking sense on like a flat surface that they would be doing what they're doing. And I'm like, why not just have like, I don't know, like almost like the same idea, but have skateboards? Like, why do you have to devote yourselves to snowboards on this?
I don't know.
I want my MMO Tony Hawk game already. Come on. Give me the MMO Tony Hawk. Maybe I just miss Skate 3 multiplayer. I don't know.
Maybe.
It could just be that. I'm trying to think. Far Cry looked cool. I really like that actor. Is it Giancarlo Esposito? He plays like Gus from Breaking Bad and the guy in The Mandalorian, the villain. But he's
Yeah.
a really good actor, and like it's really just like I want to check that game out just to see his performance in it, really.
Yeah, I mean, he
But
seemed very like I don't want to say passionate, but he seemed very like behind
he's
his character.
enthusiastic,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's very enthusiastic about his role in the game.
Yeah, and he just seems like a really cool guy, and I really want to see his work in it. Even though,
Hmm.
like, to me, Far Cry, every time I play a Far Cry game, it always ends up the same way, where I do like the first like opening stuff and maybe unlock like one bit of the map, and then I'm just like, oh, this is all the game is. I just kind of stop. I don't know what it is. Far Cry games rarely ever hold my attention.
Let's see. I don't think I've ever played a Far Cry game.
Well, it's kind of like the same reason why Assassin's Creed kind of like fell off my radar too, is because they all just kind of became these like climb a tower, fill a map. The map shows you a million things to do that are all repetitive tasks, do all those things. And I'm like, oh, this is all I get to do the entire time.
I mean, I liked the Ezio games in particular for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
And then after that, it just felt very uh I don't know how to describe it. It felt like it lacked character, I feel.
yeah.
Like Ezio was such a really fucking good character.
Well, they had a. It feels like they had a planned plot with like Desmond and all that, and after killing off Desmond, spoiler alert, I guess for another like fucking 10-year-old game, but after killing off Desmond, it's just kind of like, okay, well, what do we do now for those other half of the game, like where we go back to the present day? It
Hmm.
really just kind of came to a point where it's like, okay, was making Assassin's Creed this like mix of present day and past, like, was it necessary? It makes it feel like the series really just wants to be a past only centric game, but keeps remembering that it has to do a present day story plot at the same time.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I mean, this might be a very, how do I put it? Very unpopular opinion, but I liked the whole past and present thing with Desmond
Oh yeah,
and
me too.
Ezio and Altair, and then I just for whatever reason I didn't get like Assassin. I didn't get anything past Brother or no, not Brotherhood. Revelations.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I mean that was the whole thing, is that it was interesting because you had a character to care about in the present day, but after they killed off Desmond in 3, they stopped doing a character that you get attached to in the present day, and it just kind of becomes like FPS game when you go to
mhm,
present day, and you feel just like nothing.
yeah.
It's just disappointing. It's kind of why like that whole idea has turned me off to Assassin's Creed, and kind of why I haven't. I mean, like I've heard the new ones are better, but I don't know. I'm just not interested.
I will say I've been watching a friend of mine play Assassin's Creed Odyssey
That's
like
the closest I've been to coming back.
through Discord streaming,
Hmm.
and I don't give a shit about the story, but like the shit that happens is fucking hilarious.
Really?
Like, do you know that there's a Final Fantasy 15 crossover event?
What? No. What?
Yeah, and
Didn't Final
like
Fantasy
literally,
15 come out like way before Odyssey?
I think so. I don't know, but literally, like you bring this man to Bahamut, and then Bahamut gives you,
Bro, what the fuck are you
fucking
talking about? No.
yeah, yeah, and then fucking Bahamut gives you literally like the ultimate weapon from Final Fantasy 15.
What the fuck? In an Assassin's Creed game? What the
Yeah, and
fuck?
it's like a glowing like fucking it's literally like a glowing sword.
No fucking way. No shot. What the fuck? Are you serious?
I'm 100%
Hold on.
serious.
I have to actually look this up now because I'm losing it. Hold on. As Odyssey. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. What the fuck?
Yeah, and like just like the other like funny shit that's happened, like at one point like her mount was a camel and she called the camel and it just like ran through this crowded marketplace and knocked over like 15 people.
Oh,
Or
by the way, I think
hmm?
it was I think it was Origins.
Oh, is it Origins?
Yeah, I think it's the Egypt one.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I guess not Odyssey, my bad. I might have mixed them up.
Oh no, you're all good. They're all the
But
same.
yeah, like
There's like a
there was
camel
another.
chocobo looking thing. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's really gross looking.
What the fuck? Oh my god. This is great. Never mind. They fixed Assassin's Creed. I'm wrong. I gotta get back in now.
But yeah, watching, not playing it myself, but watching somebody else play it is been a blast.
Oh, did you really enjoy their biggest announcement at the end?
What was it?
James Cameron's Avatar game?
Oh yeah, Blue People, the video game.
Like, bro, I'm sorry to all the Avatar fans out there because I remember loving Avatar when it came out. But I'm after like rewatching it, I'm like 90% certain we all just liked Avatar because it was like a really like cool CG movie that had never had like special effects like that before.
Yeah, I felt the same way because I watched the movie recently.
Mhm.
Because I remember like really liking the movie the first time I watched it.
Same.
And rewatching it, I was like, oh, this movie's
It's like
not,
average.
yeah, it's like not that great.
Like the story is literally like just been done a million times.
It's Pocahontas, but with blue people.
Yeah, in space. The main thing really is like the special effects are like really incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it's like James Cameron's like whole specialty. But yeah, I mean, is it material enough to carry his like 6 movie saga that he wants? I
Yeah, they're
think
making like the Avatar 2 like to be released like in 2 years or some shit, right?
yeah, and he's got like the whole thing planned out. I mean, it's good that he's got it planned out. It's better than like Star Wars did, but still, like Jesus, really, like you got that many stories to tell with Avatar, the blue people? And yeah, I don't know, this game, I feel literally about the same as I would about watching Avatar. Just kind of like, I think it's cool that they're doing it, but ultimately, I think it's like way too late.
Yeah, if they wanted to capitalize on it, they had to release that game like when the movie came out.
Yeah, there was, if I remember correctly, there was an Avatar game that came out. And I remember my friend had it, and like you could pick a side, and it was I think it was actually an action RPG. I'm trying to remember.
I know that there was an Avatar game, but I didn't know that it went that in depth. I thought it was literally just like, all those other movie tie-in games where it's just like go through the story, but as a game.
No, I think if I remember correctly, that game had like a lot of ambition and like wanted to be like a real like you have a different game depending on what side you pick and a bunch of decisions you make would like change it, but because of like, you know, being rushed to coincide with the movie release, a bunch of stuff didn't really come through.
That's a cool concept, if anything.
Yeah, I remember there probably is there's probably a what happened about it or maybe some sort of documentary about it, but if you guys want to know more, probably just go on YouTube. It's probably all there.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that Avatar game, that's gonna be coming. The only thing I can really think of that was interesting from the Ubisoft conference was uh Rocksmith. And that's just because I'm learning how to play bass. And so
Mhm.
that just seems like something I could use. I don't like that it's a service now. I think that's kind of lame.
Because they
Uh,
realize most people aren't going to learn how to play the guitar or the guitar or the bass immediately.
yeah, I would rather fucking just have it be a one-time purchase on Steam and then have mods to add in the songs I want so I can learn it all that way. But all right,
Dude, it's
god
like
damn
paying
it.
for lessons.
Fuck, it's literally like doing the thing that like it was trying to compete with. The whole thing used to be you just gotta buy the game, you don't need to pay for like a tutor. Now it's literally like, okay, well here's a different service plan. It's cheaper, technically, it's still cheaper, but you're gonna be literally still paying for it, like it's stupid. I don't like it. I'm just gonna stick to watching my YouTube tutorials.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it looks like really cool and like the tech behind it's neat, but yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I have issues with, I guess, live service games, particularly
Yeah,
if
Final
they
Fantasy
are.
14, you got a big problem.
Well, I feel like that's different because the amount of content that they include is not, it doesn't feel like a live service game
hmm
in the sense where like a lot of live service games are just like, oh, like you can beat this game in like 2 days and then like a month from now we'll release something that you can beat in like 3 days.
Right. No, that's true.
But you gotta keep paying like every month for it.
I see something like Rocksmith being something that maybe gets dropped after not enough people are gonna be like checking it out.
Yeah, probably. They're probably gonna end the service after like a few months.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that overall that was Ubisoft's press conference really. Not bad, not not great.
Yeah, and then Gearbox showed off Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
And that was all for Gearbox.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Here we go. We're like just running down like the announcements that were just like here's one thing. I
Yeah,
guess
it's
mhm.
difficult to, I guess, um, to talk about like a lot of the stuff that happened because, like we said, this was a very mid E3.
Yeah, that's being polite. But I guess we could go on to Microsoft. Was there anything that interests you from the Microsoft press conference?
Uh, I'm gonna be real with you, dude.
Yeah.
That entire day I was at Disneyland,
Yeah.
so I
That's
did
honestly
not
better than
watch
what
it.
it's better than watching the fucking Microsoft press conference. I'm gonna get shit for that. People did like I think the press conference for Microsoft was good.
I mean, I know they talked a lot about Game Pass.
And that's a really good service.
Yeah, no, like I'm not subscribed to it, but from what I've heard about it, it seems like a pretty amazing service because it's almost like a Netflix for games, but then
Yeah.
also if you want to end up buying the game, you can do it for a reduced price,
Yeah.
which
That
I think
is
like
crazy.
yeah, I'm like that seems like infinite value.
And I'm surprised like none of the other game companies have come up with something to like compete with that yet.
I feel like it might
Like
be because um, it might just be too much money for other companies to lose. I don't know, because I feel like
Maybe.
Microsoft can almost afford it because they have both like the PC consumer base and the Xbox consumer base.
Yeah.
Sony only has, their consoles.
Sony.
Nintendo shit never goes on sale, so they're never gonna do anything like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I guess like the closest thing is like, Steam has like sales every day.
Nintendo's gonna go opposite and pull like a Disney and be like, Mario Odyssey is gonna go back into the vault. You need to buy it before this day. I mean, they already kind of did that
Honestly,
with fucking All Stars.
I was gonna say like I wouldn't fucking put it behind them to do that.
They literally fucking did it with 3D All Stars. It goes back into the Nintendo vault. Like, Jesus
Buy
fucking
it before
Christ.
March 24th, or you're never gonna get it again.
Oh my god. That's what's coming. That's actually what's fucking coming. But like, yeah, the Game Pass has been like the absolute most like consumer friendly thing. The only thing that stops me from doing it is obviously just because since gaming is my hobby, I want to make sure I own like the games I want to play. But like, I honestly like it's really tempting, like just to do that.
Yeah,
It's so much
absolutely.
cheaper. Uh, but yeah, that would I do like that. Um, I guess that new Battlefield looks interesting.
Oh yeah,
I,
Battlefield 2048, I think.
yeah, the only thing that really has me like caring about it is just because there's a fucking grapple hook gun. That's the only reason I care about it.
I mean, grappling hook guns are pretty sick.
It's kind of like all you need in your game to have me really like peak interest is if it has a grappling hook gun. You got me. I'm a very
Yeah,
simple man.
I
I want
mean,
a grapple hook.
like
That's
one of
why
my favorite.
Spider-Man's so good. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man's good. One of my favorite items in like Zelda history is like the grappling hook slash hook shot.
Double hook shot, baby! Oh, the ultimate Zelda item. Oh my god,
Hook
double hook
shot
shot.
times two.
What can we do to make the hook shot better? Fucking give him another one. Yes. Oh my god, I love
Uh,
the fact that that's literally like what they did for a temple. They're like, yeah, just give him another one. Fuck
yeah.
it. Whatever. Give him another one.
Let's see. There was also the what was it? What was it? Starfield.
Yep. They
The
showed
the
in-engine footage.
yeah, and
Know nothing about it though.
I mean, I think it has the potential to be good. I mean, I feel like there's like the only Elder Scrolls game that everyone hates is like Blades, and I guess like ESO.
Yeah.
Um, but like those, I guess, aren't like mainline like Bethesda games in a sense. Or I mean, I guess like Far Cry 4 is like not exactly super loved.
Say Far Cry 4.
Or not Far Cry
Oh,
4. I'm sorry,
Fallout.
Fallout 4.
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
Gotcha, gotcha. It's going down a different timeline for a second.
Yeah. So I feel like it has the potential to be good, but I'm not holding my breath or anything.
I feel like Starfield's gonna come out, and a lot of people are just gonna be saying that the Outer Worlds was better, and then not only that, Outer Worlds is getting a sequel,
Oh yeah, they're making Outer Worlds too.
so there is that. If you want a Bethesda style action first person RPG that's set in space,
Mm-hmm.
you could just play Outer Worlds. Um, I don't know. Starfield to me just kind of like looks pretty just I don't know, generic sci-fi. There's nothing to me that like screams that like this is gonna be like a rollicking adventure yet.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
just
that.
it's just kind of like here's what a space station looks like in a game engine. here's some items in that space. Here's a sandwich that actually looks fucking incredible. But but like other than that, yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, a bunch of shit laying around in a space station that doesn't really tell me anything about the world, which is kind of, I think, what Bethesda's like main selling point is the worlds that they craft. And so if like the first glimpse of this world is literally like, here's a generic space station, I feel like that's kind of not that good.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my main takeaway about the Starfield little teaser.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about what is it? Just like Bethesda as a whole.
Yeah, they're kind of just they're kind of like literally just being absorbed into like Microsoft, and I don't know. They've always they've just been kind of slipping away, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
ever since Fallout 76. They turned. No, but like I don't know. I really want I do want Starfield to succeed, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be positive. I'll say it'll probably be good.
Yeah, I
Uh
mean, I don't expect it to be like really bad. If anything, I think
oh
people
yeah,
will just
no.
kind of find it as like a mid game.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um uh oh yeah, they showed how is this game not fucking out yet? They showed more of Psychonauts 2. I I totally forgot like this game is not out yet
Forgot that
because
they were making Psychonauts too.
they've been working on this game forever. I mean, obviously COVID probably didn't help, but like damn man, like I feel like I've been hearing Psychonauts 2 news since like I was a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like crazy to me. And also to be fair, like I have not played I've played like I own it and I've only played like a little bit of Psychonauts 1. And it is
Oh,
a game I think I would like as a fan of 3D platformers.
you have done more than me, but I do have friends who say that it's an amazing game.
Yeah, it's what I hear nonstop. Also, it has the Invader Zim voice actor. So I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. This could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just surprised the game hasn't come out yet. It looks really nice. I do like the art style. It's very unique and like not in this like way that like I see a lot of games just kind of tend to like blur and blend into like everything else. But like Psychonauts like really stands out with its art style, which in like a really good way.
Yeah, yeah. It has a very, very unique art style, and like not in a bad way. It's like super, super recognizable.
Yeah, iconic one could even say.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think they announced what's it like a new I guess not new, but just some updates for Among Us.
Oh yeah, they're making like a big like a I think 15 player map or something like that. With
Yeah,
new tasks and whatnot.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't think Among Us is like I don't think this is gonna be like that much for Among Us. The thing that I personally think would bring a lot of people maybe coming back to Among Us if they had built-in proximity chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of people really like that mod.
Yeah, because like if I would actually like go back to play like even just like random matchmaking Among Us if they had like built-in proximity chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fun like I don't know, it's like a fun idea and like it fits it perfectly. And I mean maybe it I don't know if you can mod it in that easily like it's got to be somehow doable to just implement it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I can't tell them what to do.
Yeah.
But it'd be really cool if that was something that they decided to add as an actual feature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the last thing that like really caught my attention from the Microsoft announcement, and like this is something that I feel like I should be way more interested in, but I'm really not. And it's Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah, isn't it gonna have like a free to play multiplayer?
That is honestly really cool. I do like that.
Right?
I hope it's not going to be too much of a very like, in-game purchase kind of thing, but I do like that it is free for anyone to access. The
Yeah, I think
thing,
I've brought this up before, but I've never played a Halo game before,
oh yeah, yeah.
but I do know that it is a beyond beloved series.
Yeah, Halos 1 through Reach have just an incredible way of establishing this sci-fi future that has its own like lore and mythology and like really deep like themes. I I love the original Halo trilogy to death. Like they are really just fun games. You play as like this Master Chief guy, and he could literally just be this Doomslayer kind of like like whatever badass killing machine, but he actually like the whole Spartan program. If you read into the lore, is actually like kind of tragic, and it's about like they literally just like kidnap kids and like put them into this program to become like super soldiers and shit. And like the
Mm,
game tackles like with a lot of these ideas of like what it means to like be a soldier and a lot of existential shit. Like I really like what Halo was doing with like the first few games. But then after like Bungie, stopped making it, it kind of just became like action space game number 537.
oh, I see.
That was the main thing. It just kind of like lost its like originality, and it's like the thing that like set it apart. And I don't know, looking at the trailer for at least like the story mode for Halo Infinite, which by the way, that means they're expecting people to pay $60 for standalone Halo campaign mode. I'm assuming $60, which
Hmm.
is, I'm not sure how that's gonna fly unless the campaign is really gonna be something that stands out. But yeah, Halo has never been known as like the single player only. You also want that multiplayer. It's like a half and half.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people talk about the campaign and like the story of Halo, but I feel like pretty much I only hear about how good the multiplayer was.
It, dude, it's so good. Custom games, like I've never had an experience like Halo custom games in any other multiplayer shooter. Like nothing compares to the made up bullshit games of Halo 3.
Mm,
Um as for like Halo Infinite's campaign, like they brought back his the like I think it's like the Spartan 4 armor. It's the one from Halo 3 essentially. And while they brought back that armor, which is like really nostalgic, it ultimately like I have no idea what their goal is with the story, like or what really there is left to do.
hmm.
It's all just kind of it's like they're just puppeting around this thing I used to care about and making him do things that like don't even make sense to me remotely anymore.
See.
So I've lost all interest in Halo, which kind of like it kind of bums me out because like I've even like lost a lot of interest in like the original games through this, and like kind of just
Mm,
seeing it like be what it is now. Like it all feels so long ago.
yeah,
But
I know what you mean. It's like that thing. I mean, it's like kind of how I feel about Kingdom Hearts.
I see.
But um, yeah, I mean, for the people who are excited for it, like more power to you.
Yeah, no. I again, there's a whole new generation that probably started out like when Halo 4 came out and like with the new team and they are following this new plot. And I definitely didn't have that same experience, but if they're able to like really enjoy that, I'm totally happy for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they totally deserve to have a really good time with this game. And they'll probably really enjoy it.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was mainly Microsoft's press conference in a nutshell. Um I think the only thing I didn't really cover is that they covered a little bit more about Back for Blood, but my opinion on that game really hasn't changed from what I said last time. I think in like the last, I think our last podcast when I talked about it.
Left for Dead, but not Left for Dead.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead, but like lacking the personality and like uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess with that, we can move on to Square Enix.
Yeah. Chaos.
Chaos. I will kill you. Uh, the main thing when talking about the Square Enix event is you really need to take into account that literally like a week before Square Enix had announced a bunch of big shit. And so
Yeah.
coming into E3, it's kind of like they like what else were they going to do? But
Yeah. I mean,
mhm.
I would have at least liked them to have expanded on like stuff that they've already announced.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think we could have seen some fucking Final Fantasy 16, like at least some more gameplay or something.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like the only thing we saw of Final Fantasy 16 was in like that brief like montage at the end. And it
Hmm.
was like from the cut from like the trailer that they showed initially. I was legitimately really bummed that we didn't see anything for 16.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, we're getting we are getting Final Fantasy Origins.
Yeah, and um it's really
It's something. I'm look, I'm someone who finds joy in DMC Devil May Cry. So seeing just you know a angsty looking guy that's like wearing literally just like modern day clothes in this like crazy looking setting, I could probably get into this. The thing I think that is bothering everyone is the fact that it's connected to Final Fantasy though.
yeah, I can't talk about this because you're not that far in Final Fantasy 14,
Mhm.
but once you get to a certain point in Final Fantasy 14 and specifically in Shadowbringers,
Oh, okay.
um n- there's a part of it that's heavily um reminiscent of Final Fantasy 1,
Oh.
and it's like arguably Um, probably maybe not even arguably like it's like one of like the best story bits in all of Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, wow.
And it's like they paid a shitload of homage to Final Fantasy 1 with it.
Mhm.
And to see how they treat the source material of Final Fantasy 1 with Final Fantasy Origins and the way that they treat it with Final Fantasy 14, it it really makes Origins like just kind of it leaves a poor taste in your mouth.
I see. Yeah. Is chaos like is chaos? Fuck. Is he a Final Fantasy 1 character? Is what
He's
is
the final boss of Final Fantasy 1.
okay. So if this takes place before Final Fantasy 1, is this like the Chaos Origins? Like
Well, it doesn't look like it takes place before Final Fantasy 1. It's kind of like um it's like Isekai Final Fantasy 1.
is this literally like is it intention to be an isekai like like you know and they go to another world these three angsty motherfuckers?
Not sure, but it definitely feels like it.
I mean, the vibe they give off and what they're wearing, yeah, I guess I could see
Yeah,
that.
like it's like literally like one of them like fucking walked out of like a fucking like Target clothes section.
Yeah, it really. Ugh. The thing, like, I think one of the main things also is just that like Final Fantasy, I think, prides itself in its writing and like its characters and stories, and to have like that name attached to a project that like is like this, I feel, and like especially because like a title like called Final Fantasy Origins, it just comes off as disposable, if that makes sense. And I feel like very rarely is a Final Fantasy game like associated with being like disposable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's really the main thing. Like how many I'm trying to think of like Final Fantasy spin-off games that aren't like other like not a different RPG. Because there are spin-off games that are just other RPGs. I mean like Kingdom Hearts or I guess if Mystic Quest counts. But I don't know. It's just this is like an action game and very very out of tone of the series that it's spinning off from.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much of an issue with it being an action game because there have been other action game Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
Like you
you
said,
could.
there's been
Mhm,
Kingdom Hearts, there was the
mhm,
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicle games.
mm,
Hell, there was even Final Fantasy Explorers, which I really enjoyed.
right. And you
Um
can even to some extent, Final Fantasy VII Remake is pretty actiony,
yeah, it's very actiony.
especially if you
Um
play as at least from what I've seen in the Yuffie stuff.
oh god, dude, that's like because Yuffie is literally my favorite Final Fantasy character.
Have you seen the gameplay yet?
I've been holding off on watching it specifically because I want to experience it myself.
All right, all I'm gonna say is Action Game City, and I won't say
Yeah,
anything more.
like I've heard nothing but positive things about it, and I'm just
Same,
like, oh, I want to play it.
same. But yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Nothing wrong with action game like as because literally Final Fantasy 16 is going that route.
Yeah, it's I have nothing wrong with the action game genre or like that direction for Final Fantasy. It's just the way that they're using the source material of Final Fantasy 1. Um, it feels very it just feels it like I said, just because of they've shown that they can give it so much more respect
Mm,
that uh that it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
yeah, no, I totally see that. And hey, speaking of giving respect to the classics, how about those classic Final Fantasy ports coming to Steam and mobile?
I don't understand why they don't do it. Like they could easily fucking just port that shit to the Switch too.
Why is it not? That's literally my same complaint. I would love to have all Final Fantasy games on my Switch.
Yeah, because they literally already have Final Fantasies 7 through 10, um, and 12, technically 15 as well.
Yeah, mobile
Like,
version counts.
yeah, like they could put more Final Fantasy games on the Switch and they would sell like fucking hotcakes.
It's so easy, and they.
'Cause I'm telling you right now, as somebody who's a huge fucking Final Fantasy fan and somebody who's beaten all of those Final Fantasy games, if they put that shit on the Switch, I would buy them.
Well, yeah, it's easy money. They have a dedicated fan base. They have like honestly, they have a fan base that would buy the same game a million times. And
Yeah,
for the convenience
I'm
of
one of
having it
them.
on the Switch, handheld and docked, like I wouldn't ever need to buy it again for me personally if I just had it on my Switch.
Yeah, same. Absolutely same for me.
Like, but yeah, no, it's Steam and PC, and we still kind of like don't even really know if they're like what they're really doing with it because they called it what was it Pixel Perfect Remaster?
Hmm.
Is that so? Do you think that just means it's just gonna be like a direct emulation with like maybe just pixel upscaling or like
Um, I'm thinking that it might be something along the lines of like the Mega Man X and Mega Man Classic Anniversary collections,
oh yeah, no,
where
that makes
it's like
sense.
you can choose to have like the CRT filter or not. If not, you can choose to have it like use like the HD pixels that are kind of more rounded and
Hmm.
whatnot.
I think that's honestly the best way to do a lot of these just ports of pixel games to HD consoles.
No, you know what they should fucking do? They should make HD 2D remakes of all of those classic Final
Like they're
Fantasy.
doing for fucking Dragon Quest 3, please.
If, I swear to God, if they did that shit, that would be immediate pre-order for me.
Why the fuck aren't they doing this? They announced Dragon Quest 3 in this like new line of fucking the HD, fuck, what was it called? HD 2D remake?
Yeah, HD 2D remake.
Why can't they do that to Final Fantasy also? Give it the same treatment.
I don't
Like,
know, but because like
ugh.
I saw Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, and like that was enough for me to just be like, oh, instant buy. It
Yeah,
was the same thing when I first saw Octopath Traveler. I saw Octopath Traveler and I was like, I fell in love with the art style right away.
it's literally like that should be the standard of JRPG, like any sort of like tribute to SNES like era JRPG should be in this format. And at least in my that's how I feel.
If they did, I would be like one of the happiest JRPG fans alive.
It'd be so good. Like I just there was part of me in the back of my head when they were like, saying classic Final Fantasy games. I was like, the real optimist in me was really like, "Oh my god, they're doing it. They're really doing the HD 3D like 2D remakes. Holy shit." But no. Well, it's just going to be like a port.
Yeah, I mean, here's hoping that maybe they'll do something else with like that. Maybe they will do an HD 2D remake, but
Yeah, at some point.
yeah, but
Hold out hope for
not
that.
exactly gonna keep my hopes up.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Um, something that like I feel like I haven't heard anyone else really talk about since their presentation was Babylon's Fall. Do you even remember what that was?
Wasn't that? No, I'm thinking of Outriders. What's Babylon's Fall?
It's that 4-player multiplayer game that has the combat based on Nier's combat system.
Oh, yeah, I
I
guess that's
just
the thing.
hmm?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I like the thing is like I have no interest in like the world that they showed or like any of the characters or anything, but like the concept of a multiplayer like 4-player almost like dungeon crawl game with like DMC near combat like style, like that sounds like fucking fun.
Yeah, it does. It seems like a really good couch co-op type of game.
But like I just the world that they're showing here, I just don't have any interest in.
Hmm.
And I think that's ultimately going to be the thing that kind of blows it is that like it's not going to stick because it's not very nothing the identity and personality is not really there.
Hmm.
But I don't know, the concept that they were selling it on just sounded fucking great, but yeah, that's ultimately my take on it.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
What you
last thing for Square Enix was there's going to be a mobile Hitman game.
Oh yeah. So it's a sniper one.
Yeah, which for the people who are into that, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Square Enix has been treating Hitman pretty good. I hear those Hitman games have been really fun.
Yeah, same.
So, I'm happy for him. Uh,
Yeah.
what about, dude, you totally missed out on freaking the 20 minutes that we spent watching the Guardians game, the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
It was 30 minutes, mind you.
Oh god, it felt longer than that. I was trying to
Um,
think it was shorter. Shit.
I I think that the only thing Square Enix did by showing Guardians of the Galaxy for that long was like almost essentially like prove how tone deaf they are
Yeah.
because of how poorly Avengers did.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I mean, I've literally haven't heard anything good about about Avengers.
I think the thing that it's doing is it's making the same mistake that the Avengers game did in the way where they are doing like essentially an adaptation of the MCU versions of these characters, but legally distinctly not doing the MCU versions of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're writing that line close enough where you can almost like squint and see that it's the MCU characters, you know? But like,
But it's not really them.
yeah, because like if you look in the comic books of Guardians of the Galaxy, the comic book version of them is completely fucking different from the movie.
Yeah,
So
that
like,
much I know.
and so like it seems like if you wanted to do an adaptation, if you can't get the rights to the likenesses or the actors and the characters of the MCU version, maybe try leaning into, hey, let's take a more cell shaded, maybe more cartoon like art style. Let's adapt like a version of these characters that hasn't been done before, or like isn't trying to assimilate like what already is there, and get the really hardcore fans to maybe like be more interested in seeing a new story with these characters in a different interpretation or something like that. I don't know. It seems like to me that that would be like a more accepted way of going about it, but like there's something so uncanny valley-ish and like weird about seeing these characters in like this not quite them way.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same feeling from watching that Avengers game. It's just like this isn't them, and like it feels so hard like it's trying to be the MCU when it's not.
Yeah, it's it's so weird. Like,
It's just weird.
yeah, it's like I don't get why, like, of all companies, why Square Enix?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, it's
I mean, and also the other thing that I thought was weird is that you can only play as Star-Lord in it, which I just the opportunity is right there that you have a whole cast of really interesting characters that all would
yeah,
play completely differently. And like I get it because with Star-Lord you actually have like the ability to kind of like do call outs and tell your teammates to do certain things, but like isn't the whole interesting thing of a group like game like where there's like a cast of characters is the ability to like switch out and play as all these different characters?
I would assume so.
But like they're not even taking that opportunity. Like it's just it's so weird. It's just so weird. That's all I think about it. It's really weird.
Yeah, like I said, it feels very tone deaf of them to one. Well, I guess they've been working on the game for a while, but I
Oh
guess
yeah.
it feels more tone deaf for them to spend so much time on it, and then it also feels tone deaf for them to just have Star-Lord as the only playable character.
Yeah. Yeah. Eh. But yeah, Square Enix is they're gonna bring Marvel back, you know? They're really gonna bring the Avengers game back with the Black Panther DLC.
I
Uh
can't wait for that to sell like to three different people.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's just it's a shame. But I'm yeah, that was Square Enix's conference. Again, I don't think it was really too bad, just kind of considering the things that were announced. This is like if you cheat and include the things like the Final Fantasy 14 like Fan Fest and then their Dragon Quest like conference. But like, that's kind of cheating it. If we go just based on E3, it was pretty weak.
Yeah, it was very um boring.
Yeah. And speaking of sounds mean. Speaking of boring, we got Capcom.
Oh man, dude. Like, look, as I explained in the previous podcast, I am a huge Capcom fanboy.
I'm a newly
Like,
ordained Capcom fanboy.
I have played Capcom games my whole life. I'm literally getting paid to write about one of their games. I pay money to enter their games in tournament. Like,
Hmm.
I'm a fucking like Capcom simp at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I try really hard to be positive about things, but god damn, that Capcom presentation was like they when they put made that post on Twitter, they weren't lying. That's exactly what they talked about.
I when they opened and they literally said like, here's all the things that we're gonna talk about. I in my gut was like, that's literally all the things they're gonna talk about.
In my gut, I was
They
thinking
weren't
like, oh,
lying.
they're gonna do some Nintendo Direct shit, dude. They're gonna have like a secret like end of the presentation announcement. And it's gonna be hype as hell.
I really was expecting that.
But
Uh, we
no, I
did.
mean
We got Resident Evil Village DLC.
that's like the
Kinda.
only new thing that they talked about though.
We saw text that said that it's in, production.
It's in development.
They're gonna do it. Like Life is Strange. Is it two? Is it a sequel? Isn't there already
Uh,
a sequel? But this is like a different story. Life is Strange.
yeah, Life is Strange. Well, that's
Oh
Square
wait,
Enix.
wait, that's Square Enix. Fuck! What am I even on about? Oh, sorry, mind wipe.
You're good. You're good. I was like,
No,
wait, that's not Capcom, is it?
that would be really funny if they put the Life is Strange in the next Marvel vs. Capcom. I'd really like that. No, Monster Hunter got pretty much like the same thing we saw. Like we got like some new stuff, some little things about updates coming. I like the
Really?
we got the penguin thing for the owl. Make it a
And then
penguin.
they showed more paid DLC. That's that's the thing.
Yeah. They didn't show really the. I thought they were gonna. I predicted that we would see like another Capcom crossover besides Monster Hunter Stories, but then they revealed the same one that we already knew about.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh okay, never mind.
Then they spent like 10 minutes talking about their Street Fighter 5 esports.
Okay, I need to know. Did they? Because you would know more about this. Did they announce anything like actually
No,
interesting? Really? So even in the esports scene, like what they talked about wasn't even like really like
it wasn't an
anything new.
announcement. It was more of them saying, "Hey, we have Street Fighter 5 esports."
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I wanted to hear from you because like I was watching some YouTube video of some guy that was just being like like the kind of person that just like yells at their fucking like camera the entire time, and he got to the point like after he covered everything when it got to the esports part he's like, okay, now look, if you guys like esports, that's great, I'm happy for you, but I don't care, and he kept like shouting about how he doesn't care about esports and that it was like a waste of fucking time. I'm like, okay, you're kind of being an asshole, and like I was under the impression that maybe they said something important pertaining to the esports side, but
No, not really. It was quite literally like, how do I put it? It was quite literally them saying, "Hey, the esports exists." Like
God.
if you followed Capcom like Street Fighter 5 esports, like the Capcom Pro Tour stuff,
Mhm.
literally none of that was news.
Great.
It's
Ugh.
more like that was a commercial for Capcom esports.
Okay, I feel like that's the proper way to like at least if you're gonna critique this. But like that guy was literally just fucking shouting because they said the word esports and he doesn't care about esports. So which I was like, okay, dude, like fucking chill. Like they have a different like wide audience.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is like I mean, Street Fighter is their esport and it does bring in money, it does bring in people.
Yeah,
It's like
they want to let you know it exists.
yeah, I mean and if if even one person got, like inspired to check out um like Street Fighter 5 esports because of it, um then like that's great. Like I'm genuinely happy for that
I
because
yeah.
I'm a huge esports guy. That's my thing. I love esports. Um so if anybody even became even remotely interested because of it, great. But like I said, if you know esports at all, like or like if you are even remotely interested in Capcom esports, it is not remotely anything new.
Mm, dang. I mean, like, I do think, like, honestly, I do like that take where it's if somebody was inspired to, like, go check it out from it. That's honestly the best takeaway to get from it. But if it really was nothing new targeted at, like, esport, like, competitors, yeah, I guess it, shit, man, they really just said they exist and moved on.
Yeah.
Damn. And that was really it. That was Capcom. They really didn't say anything.
No, they didn't.
Just like really just kind of that's just a bummer, man. Ah. Well, after Capcom, we all went to sleep and we were thinking E3 is really doomed. And in the morning we're gonna have a Nintendo Direct, and they couldn't possibly have anything good to show. We just had a Direct. We know enough about games coming. And then what
Um,
did Nintendo do?
and then like honestly, I was talking with a few friends about this. Like the worst part about a lot of these E3 conferences and announcements was like they weren't even talking about games, or if like they were talking about games, it's like, oh, here's like a CG trailer that has nothing that doesn't show the gameplay at all.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like the reason why the Microsoft one went so well was literally because of just like, hey, we got games.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's so true.
Um, but I think Nintendo hit it out of the fucking park with their direct.
All games, baby.
Yeah, they showed games, and wouldn't you
So
know,
many
people
fucking
liked it.
games. So many fucking games, bro. All right, so this is probably the meatiest discussion part we're gonna have. About
Yeah,
an hour and 30 into the so we better start getting through it. Do we want to talk about the Smash reveal first?
they put Kazuya Mishima from Tekken in Smash.
I'm
Which,
so happy.
okay, look, like legit. When I was watching the stream, I saw the way Ganon was being held, and I saw the lava, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna put like a fucking Tekken character in Smash. And then it was actually Kazuya, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Kazuya in Smash.
I just loved it because that's literally the only thing I know about Tekken is the fucking volcano meme.
Oh
So
my
like,
god,
I was
it's
like,
so
I get it. I get this reference.
fucking Kazuya didn't even get a fucking Smash letter. He just fucking came in and he was throwing bitches into the volcano.
That trailer was so fucking good, dude.
And what, dude? It literally looks like they just pulled him from Tekken and put him into
Yeah,
Smash.
what is his combo bullshit? What the fuck was that?
It like I
How is
don't
that
know
gonna
how they're gonna
work?
handle it. I don't know, but I am very excited.
I'm so thrown by it, but yeah, man. Like I don't have any Tekken experience. It just makes me happy to see another fighting game representative, and also like one from like another big series. And like I don't know, it just like it makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, Tekken was quite literally the first fighting game that I ever touched.
Damn,
Tekken
seriously?
3 was the first fighting game that I ever played back when I was quite literally 3 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so like Tekken has always been a huge part of my life. Like me and all my cousins, we all played Tekken together, like at every like family gathering and everything.
Dang,
Um, so Kazuya being added is it's so cool.
that's so cool, dude. Yeah,
And like they even gave him because like okay, so like I know that people what is it? They when you hear Wave Dash you think of like Smash Melee,
yeah.
but uh what is it? Uh fucking the term Wave Dash originally came from Tekken.
Oh, really?
Kazuya and a few other characters have like this little thing that they can do called a crouch dash.
Hmm.
And they show Kazuya doing the Tekken wave dash in Smash Ultimate.
So that means you can officially wave dash in Smash Ultimate then,
Yeah,
technically.
essentially.
They're adding wave dashing to Smash Ultimate in a
Like
way.
I'm pumped as shit for it.
Like what? I think that's a really good character choice to get at least like a lot of fighting game people more interested to come back and check it out.
No, it's not gonna work. I can already tell you that much.
Okay, let me take my words. I'm crumpling them up and I have tossed them into the trash can.
I understand the sentiment, but um, it's like the same reason why I don't play Ryu or Ken in Smash Ultimate. It's
Meh.
because like though like specifically Street Fighter characters are designed around having 6 buttons
Hmm.
and having a very tactile way to input your special moves that
I see.
as a fighting game player, it just does not feel good to do that shit on like a GameCube controller.
Right, right. That makes sense. But I'm still fucking happy.
Oh, I'm beyond excited for Kazuya being added.
Gotta get that
That's
amiibo.
maybe, I don't know.
Uh,
Uh, but like, so I have a number here. They pretty much showed 27 different announcements during the Nintendo Direct.
27. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only like wrote down like 11 things.
I literally wrote down every single thing that they got that was announced, even if I didn't give a shit about it.
Oh, piss.
But um, because like after Kazuya, they showed Life is Strange remastered plus like the
Woo!
True Colors DLC.
Yeah! Oh,
Um,
yeah!
they announced that Guardians of the Galaxy was coming to the Switch.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They showed Worms Rumble.
I've never played Worms.
Me neither.
I played Pocket Tanks. Pocket Tanks
Don't
was my
even know
shit.
what that is.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my god, dude, Pocket Tanks was so good. I think it came with like Windows 98 back in the day. I just remember
Uh,
the family computer had it, but that was like what my brother and I always played when I was little.
I see. Then after that they showed Astria Ascending, which is like a new JRPG.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that.
I really like it. Um, or I like what I've seen from it because
Hmm.
I think the art style is really cool. It's not exactly like it's like very like almost like concept art esque. It's like concept art in motion, I guess,
Ooh, that's
which is what
interesting.
I saw from like the trailer. Like I don't know. I like the way that it looked.
I really like the way that you described it. I want to check that out.
Yeah, like I don't know here. Maybe let me send you this
Oh yeah,
image.
wait. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it like
Oh yeah, dude, that is pretty.
the best way I can yeah, it just looks like concept art in motion, which I think it's a really interesting art style that I think works really well for it.
Yeah, it's like that no outlined, almost oil like art.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like that a lot. Damn, that's cool. Holy shit.
Yeah, then they 2 Point Campus, which was another game they announced during Games Fest, is
But
also
no
coming.
Sonic DLC to that one though. Put it in the hospital,
Um
but not the campus. I see how it is.
but I think like the next really big announcement was fucking Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Fuck yeah, baby! Monkey Ball's back, kinda.
And they're bringing the it's like a collection of like all of the Monkey Ball games, no?
Yeah, it's not a new Monkey Ball though, but
It's not a new one, but
it's
it's a
literally the best Monkey
anniversary.
Balls. So,
Yeah, yeah, which I mean, I think one is great, and because like I wasn't super interested in Monkey Ball growing up,
hmm.
but have you ever seen a fucking Super Monkey Ball speedrun?
Yes, that funny you mentioned that.
That shit is fucking
Those
insane.
people are not human.
No,
they are
they're not. They're really not.
they are a fucking gyro with like hands. I
Yeah,
don't
like
understand it.
watching people speedrun Super Monkey Ball is like it's just impressive.
It makes no sense how it's possible. Like the amount of confidence it takes, man. How long must that take? Fuck.
I
It,
don't know, but um I gotta say, I'm excited to give the Monkey Ball series a shot with the
oh,
collection.
dude, it's so good. I had one growing up, and I'd like know that game like the back of my hand. But my friend always had two, and I always thought two was the better game. So this is my way of finally having two, even though I could have bought it after all these years. But finally, I'll own two.
Do you think that what because of the how do I put it, like the fact that it's on Switch, do you think they're gonna have like motion controls?
That's the thing. I don't know how well motion controls would translate to the original Monkey Ball games.
No, I know it wouldn't translate well, but like that shit would be fucking hilarious.
It would be. It would actually be really fucking funny if they had
Yeah,
it like
like
1-to-1 gyro rather
yeah,
than
like
like the Wii's tilt. Or like I guess in Banana Blitz, which was ported over, they did the same thing.
yeah, like don't get me wrong, like I know people hate motion controls and shit, but like I think that shit would be fucking hilarious to watch. Like, can you imagine like streamers doing that shit?
Oh yeah, dude, I want to see the gyro speed run.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that might be a category which like I want to see that shit get optimized.
That'd be so fucking funny. Oh my god. I'm just happy to see that they remember Monkey Ball outside of just porting the Wii game over. I mean,
Yeah,
like you could say it's a port, but it's a remaster at least.
yeah, it's a remaster like anniversary collection, which
Yeah,
I think is a good thing.
yeah. And if this does well, they'll probably make a new one.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully it sells well.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Um,
get it for 100%.
yeah, I'm probably gonna get it too. After that, there was fucking Mario Party Superstars,
Woo! Woo!
which again, another fucking banger of an announcement.
I am so fucking happy about that game. That is like literally what I wanted from Super Mario Party.
Yeah, cause like I don't know if I brought this up before, but Mario Party 1 through 3 are my favorite Mario parties.
Hmm.
I mean, granted, like 4 and 5 have some really cool concepts and games and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
I like the gachapon system of 5.
Yeah, and like putting down traps and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that was cool. And Mario Party 4 had some really, really good mini games.
Hmm.
But 1 through 3, they're definitely the ones that I played the most.
Classic.
Um, cause like I think I brought it up before that my what is it? My grandparents they had an N64 with like and we had Mario Party 1 through 3 at their house. And me
Oh
and my cousin
damn.
would play that shit like we would literally play that shit like even like last year. We would or not well not last year because of COVID, but like 2 years ago. We were playing Mario Parties 1 through 3 with each other.
That shit is like it is timeless. Literally,
It
those games are timeless.
really is. And like those games, they still fucking hold up.
Yeah, dude, like fucking my favorite has always been Mario Party 2, and it's really it has nothing to because like honestly they're all you won't go wrong with like any of them. The only reason why 2 always inches its way ahead is because all the players would be in costumes.
Yeah.
The costumes was always like the best part of that game. But 3 was always the one I rented from Blockbuster.
You know, 3 was the one that I rented from Blockbuster a lot, and then I think one year on my birthday, I just bought it.
I thought you were gonna say stole it.
No, no,
Cause,
no.
cause I stole Mario Tennis for the N64 from my Blockbuster. Oh my god! I don't even know if it was by accident, cause like I don't know what happened with it. Like I just happened to be going through my like N64 games and I noticed that my Mario Tennis has like the Blockbuster sticker on the bottom, and I'm like, oh, I just must have never returned this. And like it never clicked in my head what that sticker was there for. We never
Yeah.
got charged, and not like anybody from Blockbuster is gonna stop me now. But yeah, Mario Tennis for the N64. But yeah, dude, this is just fucking incredible.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Parties 1 through 3, like I said, like far and away my favorite Mario Parties. And it's gonna have button controls, so there's no like force motion controls.
Yes.
You're gonna have online play that you can do with friends or with random people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, it just
Genius.
seems like this is the
This
thing
is
that
what people
everybody
have wanted
wanted.
from a modern Mario Party since the Wii U. Like,
I would even
Jesus.
say go as far as to say like since the fucking Wii.
Yeah. Yeah. Mario Party 8 and 9. Like,
Yeah, it's like this is just too good.
it really is. And also, if it, hopefully by when they say like it button controls, I do hope there is pro controller support, because that was the one thing about Super Mario Party that still kind of keeps me from buying it, is that you are restricted to only using Joy-Cons with it.
Hmm.
So like, unless, I mean, like, I guess you technically do get two controllers then, because Joy-Con can be split. But like, if you don't have enough Joy-Con for everybody, or like you just need at least one other person, it's just weird. I prefer playing a Mario Party game with like a full, controller.
Yeah, same.
But I just can't get over it. It's literally like what I've wanted from like modern Mario Party, or if they were ever gonna do any sort of like Mario Party remaster.
Hmm.
Like this was the way to go. It was the idea that they should have done with the stupid top 100.
The top 100 was such a good thing in concept, and
In
then they just like
concept.
they just completely fucking botched the execution.
Like they're like, we got one of the games you guys like. Remember Bumper Balls?
Yeah,
Also, the
but
physics aren't
no,
the
but
same.
like yeah, it's like bumper ball and fucking crack.
Like, what the fuck?
You
Like
tap the stick and you fucking shoot off like at fucking 50 miles an hour.
it's not even fucking Bumper Balls. It's so
No, it's like, and like if you fucking touch anyone, you fucking shoot off like a fucking pinball.
it's like, seriously though. I remember being so frustrated when I saw that. And
Yeah.
like, I do hope that they find a way to make it, like, keep it authentic. From the gameplay that they've shown from the Treehouse event, it looks authentic. Like,
Yeah,
at least
that's
from
the
what I've
thing that
seen.
I'm most excited for.
God, that fucking one of my favorite Mario Party 2 mini games, the bomb one where you have to push down the plungers of different colors, like Russian roulette.
Oh, the battle mini game,
Yeah,
right?
there's a on my old Whimsical Jokers channel. We did a Mario Party playthrough, and on there is like the most fucking intense round of that I've ever had in my entire life, where it went through like 8 different rotations when it was just like 2 people left, and like I had
Yeah.
never had it go that long, and I was losing my like goddamn mind. Like it literally almost broke me, and then I'm pretty sure I did lose at the end. It was like me and my friend Colin.
Hmm.
But yeah, that game brings back so many memories, and it's so cool to see it in HD and like updated. Like it's just, God, dude, that game, I need it. I really do.
Same.
That would have been a great start of pandemic game.
Oh, absolutely.
That like literally would have been the start of pandemic game. Look at me getting nostalgic for the start of pandemic. Like, God, I wish I had this at that time. Ugh. But yeah, that game definitely like one that I don't see talked about as much, but huge announcement.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much like what Super Mario Party should have been, plus what Mario Party Top 100 should have been.
Oh yeah, 100%. Ugh.
Um, once that shit comes out though, like we have to play that shit together.
Oh my God, please. Like, we seriously need to do this.
Yeah.
You're gonna probably
Uh,
beat me, but
no, you never know, dude.
it's all luck. It's luck. I hope they still have
After,
Oh, sorry.
oh no, go on.
I was gonna say I hope they still have the Bowser spaces with like the 100 star present, and
Oh, where he
like
just fucking dips if you get that.
he just stands there and then he just fucking flies up.
He just leaves.
It's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, on to the next.
Yeah, the next thing we got is another fucking banger announcement. Metroid 5, Metroid Dread.
After so many years, it's finally here.
Like, I, I'm not the biggest Metroid fan.
Oh, me
Like,
neither.
I haven't played like all of the Metroid games or anything. I'm not gonna claim to be like some huge Metroid enthusiast, but the games that I have played are all fucking great.
I've only played Metroid Prime 1 and 2, and love 1. I do love 2. However, fucking I almost wanted to throw my Wii remote through the fucking window fighting Dark Samus at the end. But that's fine.
Yeah, I've played Metroid Primes 1 and 2. I've played Metroid 1 and Super Metroid as well.
I've played
Um,
like the opening of Super Metroid and I did enjoy it, but like I don't know. I it's something I got to come back to.
I've also played Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion on the GBA.
Own them, have not played them.
They're really good. Oh my God, Metroid I think it's Metroid Fusion.
Hmm.
Um it does horror so well on the GBA.
That is all I hear from every video essay I've watched on it.
Like quite literally, like that game scared the shit out of me when I was younger. And like I don't mean like I was like a child, I mean like I was literally like a junior in high school and I got fucking terrified.
Yeah, I mean the whole concept of like the parasitic taking over like body that like hunts you down, like
There's one scene in particular
the one with
that
the
like
eyes.
yeah. The one where fucking the SAS
Yeah.
blows up the elevator shaft,
Oh,
walks onto the screen, looks towards the screen, and then it cuts to like the CG or like not CG, but like
the
the like
more like pixel art,
yeah the pixel art of like the blank-eyed Samus
bro, that shit is so
parasitically
good.
looking directly at the screen. Like that shit actually fucking terrified me.
It is so good. Such a fucking genius.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that game is really good.
And the fact that this is going to be the successor and literally the next in line in the timeline. This is at the end of the Metroid timeline. This will
Yeah,
be
this
like the
is the
most.
most recent, or like in terms of the timeline, the most recent Metroid game.
Yeah, so like that, just the prospect alone, it's so interesting. And like, I don't know, I'm definitely gonna get this game. Like, I know for a fact.
I
I
still need to play is it Samus Returns is the 3DS one? The 3DS
Yeah,
remake
yeah,
of two?
yeah. That
I
was Samus
still
Returns.
I need to play that game because I bought it for a friend for his birthday and he like fucking loves that game.
Everybody that I've like heard that played it just won't stop talking about how good that game is.
Yeah, and like I know that there were a lot of people who were saddened by the fact that it didn't actually sell that well.
Yeah.
So they thought like, it's not gonna be, like this might be the end of Metroid.
Hmm.
But right now at least, Metroid Dread is the current best-selling game for Switch on Amazon.
Fuck yeah.
So that means that there's sales, which means you know what? There's a possibility for future Metroid 2D Metroid games, which I think is great because um Metroid what is it? Metroid
Prime 4.
not even Prime Form, I was gonna say a Super Metroid.
Oh.
Um like I've only played it recently because I didn't grow up with a Super Nintendo or anything.
Hmm.
I played it recently on the new 3DS Virtual Console
Oh, okay.
and like it's honestly kind of mind-blowing, like how advanced the game feels for its time.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta. Yeah, maybe I do gotta just dive in.
It like I mean, you have Nintendo Switch online, so you can play it on your
Yeah.
Switch.
Well, I have literally Nintendo Switch Online. I have the Nintendo Super Nintendo Mini, and I have it on the Virtual Console on the Wii U. And I think I may have it on my Super Nintendo. I may have the cartridge. I have no excuse. I own it so many
Honestly,
different ways, dude.
I would I would 100% encourage you to play it.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, dude, fucking play Super Metroid already.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I 100% understand why like people still talk about that game to this day because
Damn.
it quite honestly like especially like uh the way that the game doesn't encourage it, but the way the game like almost lets you sequence break with some parts if you know like where to look and whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that for me is it's such a cool concept. And
Is that they like bombing like the walls and everything, or?
yeah, like bombing the walls, and you can get like early missiles or early super missiles and
Hmm.
whatnot. And if you time your bomb jumps, you can like skip certain rooms or whatever.
Oh shit.
Like doing stuff like that and getting rewarded for it in a fucking game that I'm pretty sure is older than I am.
Probably.
Is just like to me, it's like astounding how forward it feels like that game could have been made recently and
Damn.
be like it's really really fucking good.
Damn. Okay. I'm super excited just to see how the Emmy robot in this game is gonna work.
Hmm.
Like I really want it to be like this like Mr. X like hunting you down thing. I know it's only gonna be in certain areas, I think is what they said in the treehouse. Like
Oh yeah.
it'll like you'll know when you're in an area where it's like kind of stalking because you go through like I think it's like these little like blocks in the area, but it's definitely like the way that they say like they want you to feel like that feeling of like dread and shit. It's like that's it's just I get
Literally,
goosebumps.
if they want to do that, all they have to do is just remake Metroid Fusion and put it on the Switch.
Yeah, imagine that in HD.
Dude, no, I don't want to.
Also, the 2.5D environments look incredible. Like really like deep like space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really dig that trailer.
And also the like water. Did you see any of the treehouse gameplay?
No, I didn't catch any of it.
They were doing some puzzles that involved like messing with like water levels, and the water in that game it like has water physics, and it's like when you look into like an aquarium and like you see like the water kind of like traveling like through there or something like
Hmm,
I don't know,
really?
it's just really interesting and like what they're doing with this game and like the puzzle like they're like all these like little puzzle elements.
Hmm.
I'm just I don't know, man. I'm so pumped and I'm so happy that Nintendo's given Metroid the second shot, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Just like, cause I mean, I haven't played a Metroid game that I didn't enjoy.
Hmm.
Like, cause like I even really love like how Prime brings it into the third dimension.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Also, shout outs to them, saying that, they're working on Prime 4.
Yeah.
They acknowledging that it exists.
I mean, they literally had to go from scratch again with Retro, so like God bless them, you know?
Yeah,
The
I
fact
mean,
that they
I know
didn't
that.
quit it altogether, like, jeez.
Yeah, yeah, honestly, and I'm also glad that they went the route of scrapping everything and starting over as opposed to releasing a shitty product.
Yeah, same, 100%. And like they were transparent and honest about it, which is great.
Yeah,
It's honestly
absolutely.
like they handled it the best way they could have, honestly. But yeah, Metroid is going to be fucking incredible. I
Hmm.
just I got good feelings.
Yeah, definitely. Like just off the stuff that they've shown, because I know that a lot of people kind of had issues with Samus Returns, where
Mm-mm.
a lot of the combat was just use her new counter and then shoot and
Yeah,
do that. But it looks like they're adding a lot more to it with Metroid Dread.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be. I want it. I just want to play now.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Anyway, we should probably keep going through these.
Yeah, so then there was Just Dance,
Oh,
which
and not for the Wii.
yeah, fucking no Wii, no buy.
The Wii is dead. The Wii is now dead. It's not supporting Just Dance anymore. Fuck.
Then they showed Cruisin' Blast.
I've never played any of the cruising games. I know only of Cruisin' USA.
Yeah, I don't know much about it either.
Well,
Um,
it's nice to get a new one.
yeah, there's a new one. Go nuts. There's a they showed a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the DLC that came out for every other console and Steam like a year ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think I heard that game was that good either.
It's literally mash one button to win the game.
The best kind of anime fighting maybe ish game.
However, I will say this:
Oh?
they did add some stuff to the Dragon Ball lore with the game.
Oh.
Like, I don't know how much because I know that you're not much of a Dragon Ball fan.
Again, I dropped off when Goku was still on Dragon Road.
Yeah. But like, there's like animal people in the Dragon Ball world,
Uh-huh.
and like they never explain like why are there just like these like anthropomorphic like dogs and shit.
Like
Like,
that pig guy from just Dragon Ball, not Z.
yeah, oolong.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to remember his
And
name.
they explained that there was like some like fucking like worldwide virus that affected like a percentage of the population.
Oh, that's the same thing that happened in Sonic.
And it just turned people into animals.
No, it's actually not what happened in Sonic. In Sonic, they came out of the primordial ooze after the nuclear holocaust. I'm not even kidding. Anyway,
No, I remember. I think we were on a fucking Discord call, and you went on like a fucking 3 hour rant about the Sonic comics to me.
I it's a story for another podcast. I'm not gonna hold this up here with it, but I have a Archie Sonic like one of their like first issue magazine things, and in it has the canonical timeline history of the planet Mobius, and it explains the origin of everything.
Oh, I remember now. I think we were both just trying to stay up for one of the Nintendo Directs. I think that was
Yeah,
the one that they announced Byleth for Smash Ultimate.
yeah, that was literally it.
Yeah, we were just fucking like shooting the shit, and you went on this 3 hour like crazy rant about the Sonic band, like the Sonic canon timeline.
It's just Sonic stealing from Dragon Ball all over again. God damn it.
But they also the most recent DLC for for DBZ Kakarot, like on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Steam,
Mm-hmm.
they actually made like they continued like an alternate timeline that they kind of explored a little bit in like in the show and the manga that like they never fleshed upon, like they never fleshed it out.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so like that's fucking sick.
So I guess it seems like maybe where it lacks in gameplay, it at least makes up for in writing lore wise and kind of just exploring interesting concepts within the series itself.
Yeah, because I haven't bought the game and I have no plans on buying or playing the game, but I've been watching like the playthroughs on YouTube because like I was interested with how they were gonna handle that DLC, and I was like, oh, this is actually really cool.
I can get behind that. I like that.
Yeah. After that, they showed a Mario Golf Super Rush.
This game is, I think, evidence that Mario sports games are back, but I'm still not as interested as I would be.
Really, I thought you'd be really excited for it.
I don't know what it is. There's just something like that isn't clicking with me as much. I still think though, I think this game's incredible. This is where I must sound like a fucking lunatic. Because I'm about to praise this game, but also I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get it. At least not
Mhm.
anytime soon. But I think it's just because it feels like Nintendo is like it feels like they're praising themselves for reinventing what they have already done. And
Hmm.
it comes off as really weird. I will say in that trailer where they showed them playing golf in New Donk City, that's a fucking genius idea. Battle golf sounds really fun.
Yeah,
Um,
no, the thing that I'm most excited about is the battle golf and speed golf modes.
yeah, like that shit is genius. I really love that.
Because it's like fucking Mario Kart golf.
Yeah, and that's the point of Mario sports games is that you add wacky you add Mario to the sport. It's not just Mario playing a sport. Like you gotta bring the whole like quirkiness of the game to it.
Yeah, I think like one of the coolest things is like seeing how each one of the different characters like has their own unique way to get to the ball faster. Like
Yeah,
what we do with the ice flower, fucking King Bob summoning a little like
I
fucking group
fucking
of
love
Bob-ombs
King Bob
to
so
carry
much.
him. I
I take
was
it back.
like,
I actually am gonna buy this game straight up just because of the King Bob representation. Like I
like
fucking love that.
yeah, no, I think the game is really interesting. Like it's very cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, and it also has them all in like dressed up in like golf attire and stuff. Like it's doing so much more than they ever did for the Wii U era, and I really appreciate that they're at least like doing it again,
Hmm.
even though it feels like they're still like it feels like they still aren't as confident in it as they were back in like GameCube. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I just
I
can't
feel
figure it
that.
out. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. Um, Following that, they showed Monster Hunter Stories 2 stuff,
Woo,
which again, like
still
excited
coming.
for it, but they never it's nothing that we didn't already know from the Capcom presentation and from the various Monster Hunter like online events that they've had earlier this year.
It's still coming.
Yeah, it's still coming, it still looks great. So I'm excited
Yep.
for it at the very least. Um, then another fucking banger with WarioWare Get It Together.
I am so fucking actually excited for this. That game is going to be Let's Player like gold.
I am beyond pumped for this game
Mm,
because
mhm.
I have a huge amount of love for the WarioWare series.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
WarioWare touched on the DS.
That fucking destroyed my touchscreen, but because I played it so much.
Yeah, no, me and my cousins, we used to play that shit together. Like, we would like kind of play it like we would pass it on between each
Yeah,
other.
that's how it was
Uh,
meant to be done, dude.
we would also what's it called? We would also, like take turns trying to see who could get the highest score
Mm.
sometimes. Like there was so much fun to be had with that game.
WarioWare Touch was definitely like my height of WarioWare, and like I the thing that like I think a lot of people don't realize is just that like WarioWare is such a multiplayer game. Like
You
if
ever
that makes
played the Wii
sense.
one
The which one?
with moves?
Smooth Moves? Yeah, dude.
That one's so good.
It's such a fun party game.
Yeah, no, like, cause like I would play that shit at like my uncle's house, like during like family parties with like my fucking like 40, 50-year old like Peruvian aunts and uncles who like pretty much like only speak Spanish
Hmm.
playing that game and like trying to do the motions or whatever. It was like the funniest shit.
Do you remember when would have you do like the yoga poses and shit like in
Yeah.
between?
And I love the way that they introduce like new poses or new ways to hold the Wii remote with like the fucking like
Yes.
haiku reading.
Yes.
I love that shit.
It was so good. Oh my god. And have you played the GameCube one?
I have not.
See, not a lot of people have. I have it. The multiplayer is actually like really fun. I
Oh,
that's kind of all I could say about it. I guess I'm trying to think of like because it is basically think of like what's it called? Because I think you can have up to 16 players because you can just pass the remote and just say how many people you have.
Hmm.
And like literally they have a bunch of games just based on like how well you do in like mini game gauntlets and shit like that. And like it affects like certain other like aspects outside of the game. And I'm trying to think of like anything off the top of my head. I'm not doing a good job of selling this, but they have like a Russian roulette style one where like while someone's playing a mini game, you have the chance to inflate this balloon. But like if it pops while the person's playing the mini game, like the person playing the mini game loses.
What the fuck?
There's really fun shit like that, and so like it's like hot potato mixed with like it's just really interesting and creative. I don't know how to explain it very well.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not getting the exact, I guess, idea or the concept, but like knowing WarioWare games, like I've never played a WarioWare game that I didn't enjoy.
Have you
So,
played Game and Wario?
no, I haven't.
It's great. I like it's one again because Wii U, not a lot of people owned it, and I will say it's definitely more in line with a tech demo. But there are 4 dedicated multiplayer games on that like minigame compilation that are just so fucking good. And also the one that's like where you have to hide from your mom and like play mini games.
Oh yeah,
Like
the fucking 9-volt thing, right?
yeah,
Or is that wrong?
that one is incredible and terrifying and
Yeah,
relatable.
like I have to say, like I fucking love WarioWare games, and the fact that they're even adding kind of more replay value by making it so that based on which character you choose, the minigame has to be played a different way. Like
Yes.
to me, that's so sick.
And like the co-op ideas and shit that they have, like it just looks like it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new WarioWare.
same. Like 100%, I'm super excited for this game.
It's gonna be so good.
Um, After that, they showed Shin Megami Tensei 5, which
Actual gameplay.
yeah, and I'm fucking pumped for this game.
My only experience with Shin Megami Tensei is through Persona, and I wanted to get Nocturne. Um, the only thing that is scaring me from Shin Megami Tensei is just that all I ever hear is just how difficult these games are.
Yeah, these games do not fucking play easy.
That is the one thing that has been holding me back from trying them out. And like I guess Persona gets pretty difficult later on, but like I don't know if it gets as difficult as Shin Megami Tensei.
Mm, well, I've never played a mainline Shin Megami Tensei game, I guess, because
Hmm.
I've played the spin-off games like Devil Survivor,
Hmm.
obviously the Persona games
Hmm.
and whatnot, but I've never played I've never played a number Shin Megami Tensei title.
Okay. Okay.
But I've heard nothing but good things about them pretty much.
The art
Also,
looks great, and
I don't know how they got this shit to run on this. Again, I say that with like every other game nowadays,
but
but
like it
like
just makes me wonder how do they not have Persona 5 ported to Switch?
I don't know.
How the fuck? For
It
so
might
the
be
fucking
a
scramble
fucking
and
glitch.
now this just keep making me wonder. They could easily do it.
It could be like an exclusivity thing, but I don't know.
Uh,
But like the game looks fan friggin' tastic.
it really does. I'm terrified
And
of it.
yeah, I mean I'm excited for it. Uh like I don't know what else to say because I mean I love like all of the Atlas Sega games, like
Hmm.
or all of the Atlas like RPG games. Like they're all great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then they showed Danganronpa Decadence, like
Wee.
the anniversary collection that has like what is it? that has
I think it's like one
those
through
1 through 3.
three, and yeah,
Plus
and a
like
party
the
game.
summer spin-off game, like the party spin-off game that like a lot of people just didn't know about.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like,
It's really interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Danganronpa is something I'm currently playing on stream, and
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, obviously.
Yeah, I feel bad because like I said, my friend literally got me the 1 and 2 collection back when back in 2016,
Oh dang.
and I legit barely opened it like last year.
Oh dang.
And I still haven't even put it into my PS4 yet.
Oh dang.
But and I know I should because I think I've been on this before, but like it's literally made by by the person who made like one of my favorite games of all time, 999 in the Zero Escape series.
Hmm.
So um I should I definitely should play it at some point. I don't know, I just need a fucking uh like motivation to play it, I guess, aside from, the fact that my friend literally bought it for me.
Yeah, the main thing that well, this is also just purely because I'm streaming it. The only thing that I am having issue with is just because like I have to read everything out loud. And I'm like,
Mhm,
oh god, like I'm basically reading an entire novel out loud.
mhm,
I But other than that, like I really do dig like the setup. That I won't go any more into it beyond that, but yeah, I'm really enjoying from what I'm experiencing so far, and all the characters are really like well like interesting.
mhm.
Yeah,
Um, After that, they showed Fatal Frame: Maiden of Black Water, which is
is
the
that the Wii U
name.
game?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I'm not sure. Um, because I know it's the fifth Fatal Frame game. Oh no, yeah, it is the Wii U game. My bad.
okay, yeah, because I remember playing the demo.
Yeah, and again, I'm a big fan of horror games. Um, So Fatal, like, just any new way or any way for me to be able to play a horror game, I'm very much down for.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I've always really liked from at least what I played in there was I think the environment building is really well done. Like it does very good environmental horror. Almost in like a Silent Hill's another series that does really good environmental horror.
Hmm.
But Fatal Frame also matches it, and especially because its enemy, like the enemies in that game are ghosts. Like it makes you realize that like you need to like keep your eye out on your surroundings, and it plays with that very well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean this should be good. I mean, at
yeah,
least and that's literally just from what I got from playing the demo.
yeah. I mean, it just, it's a very like prolific series almost. Like a lot of people know about it, and I think for good reason.
Hmm.
And those games like are genuinely scary.
Oh yeah.
So it's just cool to see them, bringing bringing more of those over in a more accessible way.
Hell yeah.
After that, they showed Doom Eternal, the Ancient Gods Part 1 DLC.
Ooh.
Uh, don't have Doom Eternal. I've heard nothing but good
Me
things about it
neither.
though.
Same.
So maybe I should get it at some point.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Doom has just never really been that interesting to me.
I mean, I've heard that the 2016 one and Doom Eternal are both like really, really good.
Same. And I do trust that they are. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
but
is.
I don't have too much of an opinion on it because, like I said, I haven't played it, so
Hmm.
it, it's more that hey, it got announced.
I still think like Probably the only thing that stands out in my mind about Doom was like in the Doom Eternal trailer where he walks over and he grabs like the guy and like just to use his like key card, and the guy is just like letting him like manhandle him just to like try and get the key card to work on the door. So it seems like
Uh,
the new games are a lot more tongue in cheek, which is funny. I like that.
I mean, they they had a what's it called? A VTuber Easter egg in Doom Eternal.
They what?
Because this one very popular VTuber, Korone,
Uh
she played a lot of 2016 Doom and Doom Eternal.
huh.
And they uh like her fan base was um instead of calling it Doom, they called it Doog because she's a dog girl.
Dude.
And then I think for the first part of the Doom Eternal DLC, there was actually a an Easter egg where if you pressed a certain combination of buttons on the menu, the logo of Doom would change to Doog.
Oh my god.
And like and one of the guys who worked on the game like actually came out and said like, oh yeah, this is an Easter egg for Korone.
Aw, that's so cool. Damn, I don't know. I
Um,
like that.
yeah, so that's what I know about it.
Hmm.
This next one, I immediately thought of you. It
Oh
was
no,
the
why is that?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2
Fuck yeah.
coming to Switch.
I I'm probably like the thing is like I literally just got it on PC
Hmm.
and like I don't know if I'm gonna get it on my Switch as well, just because I feel like the Tony Hawk games always perform best at like 60 FPS. I know it's
Hmm.
not gonna be running at that on the Switch. I may sleep on it, but for anybody else like who has not gotten into the Tony Hawk series, this is easily the best way to get into it.
Hmm.
In terms of like everything that's come before, it takes the best mechanics and things that I loved from the Underground series and drops them into like the classic arcade gameplay of the classic games. It's fantastic way it's done, and it's a perfect love letter compared to like the past ways that they've tried to bring Tony Hawk back.
See, yeah, because I have very fond memories playing the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the PS1.
Oh, this is easily the best way to revisit it.
Because like
Except you won't get Spider-Man.
yeah, because like the first level, like the fucking like airport hangar, like the little like military base like airport hangar,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
that that like fucking level like lives in my head rent free.
Grinding on the helicopter propeller and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and breaking through the glass to like the second part of the
Yeah.
into the what's it called? Into the second part of the level, like I thought that was so sick.
Dude, like the best part about Tony Hawk was always like discovering like the second like parts of levels and like the secret ways to get there and shit like that.
Hmm.
Ugh. Yeah, I love Tony Hawk a lot. If you guys have not played the remakes or like even just someone interested in playing Tony Hawk, easily the 1 and 2 remake is the best way to do it.
So after that they had the Strange Brigade, which I know nothing about and
I
I'm
have
not.
already I bought it that because they announced that it came out right after the direct. I own it. It is the best game I've ever played. 10 out of 10. Um that's it. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, I know nothing about the game, or I knew nothing about the game, and I still know nothing about the game.
It's like a wave-based shooter. Like four-player co-op wave-based shooter, and the enemies are kind of more based on like cryptid kind of stuff, which could be cool in concept, but it's not a really it doesn't feel like a finished product. At least
I
from,
see.
and that's just coming from what I've seen from reviews. I have not actually bought the game and played it. This is I was interested in the game when I heard about it a long time ago, and I remember the reviews from that time not being that good.
Hmm.
And that's just from what I remember.
Yeah. Then they talked about Mario and Rabbids Dawn of Hope,
Woo!
which again, as we discussed, excited for it because heard nothing but good things about the first one.
Same and yes.
And then they announced something that literally made me fucking like say no way
A
like
lot of
all
people
day.
lost their fucking mind, dude.
I lost my fucking goddamn mind with the announcement of Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
Fuck yeah.
Okay,
People have been asking for this forever. Jesus
have you
Christ.
ever played an Advanced War game?
Nope.
They're so good. Like,
That's all I hear.
um, it's
I feel
it's
like
the
I might actually own Advance Wars 1.
oh my god, you should play it if you get the chance. It's such a good game.
It
Like,
has
it's
the
got the like the tactical feeling of like Fire Emblem, for example. But
yeah. I like the art style.
oh, the art style's so good. Like, there's just so many memorable things about the game. Like, um, each one of the commanding officers has like a different special power that they can use. Um, that makes them play unique to each other.
Hmm.
Um, and then like there's like all sorts of different objectives, and you can like build different like types of troops or different like vehicles that each have their own benefits and everything. It's just such a good game that like literally Nintendo just seemed to ignore for I don't know how long. But
If you
like
like tactics-based strategy games, this is a good year for you.
yeah, it is.
So
Tell me
many.
about it.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and I am beyond excited at the fact that they're rebooting the first two games, and hopefully they'll do it for the rest of the games in the series too if this one sells well.
This is like anytime a remake or reboot of like a series that hasn't gotten a new game in a long time comes around, it's like everybody's like, please buy it so that we can. It's like they're holding the game hostage. Like, please let us continue.
It feels that way
Oh
because
shit.
it's been proven time and time again that if like a reboot doesn't make sales, like the company will always say like, "Oh, we were gonna do something with this game, but it didn't sell, so we're not gonna."
Ugh. I just where's the artistic merit in that? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Where's the love?
Yeah,
Also, I'm looking through my Game Boy Advance games right now. I did not find Advance Wars, but I did find Mega Man Battle Network 3 and 4.
hey, like I said before, those games are worth money right now.
I ain't selling it, but I'll maybe play the game.
Oh,
Give it a shot.
they're both so good. Or, mm, or not so much.
Aw, dang. One of them's good
But
though.
four introduced one of the coolest systems to the series, which is Double Soul.
Double Soul. Hmm. I'm
But
gonna hold on
after
to
that,
these.
they showed Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity DLC.
I honestly don't. I'm not that pumped. I feel kind of bad.
I'm
Cause I
not
like.
either.
Hmm?
I'm not either. I don't even have uh I don't even have Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity is legitimately a really good game and a really good like it's probably the greatest evolution of the Warriors gameplay in terms of the like field and how it works. Everything feels not like very grid like. It's all very open and like the worlds are way better constructed than most Warriors games I've played.
Hmm.
And the one thing that it just holds it back is the performance. The
I see.
it does struggle to run at times, especially if you do two player. You're gonna get like 15 frames.
Oh, I
Um.
didn't even know there was multiplayer in the game.
Oh yeah, no, it has split screen.
Oh,
Um.
fuck.
I did, although like, oh no, Maya and I when we were playing, we did manage to get used to it. And I do legitimately like I had a lot of fun doing that co-op, even though the frame rate is like pretty dog shit. But I don't know. The thing is with like Hyrule Warriors is I feel like, especially when it comes to DLC, it kind of locks itself into the a problem that its predecessor did not have, and that's that it can only be within that Hyrule that Breath of the Wild setting.
Hmm.
Because with Hyrule Warriors, the like original, it was like all eras of Zelda. Like there was nothing really tying it down
You know,
to
I know that
us.
one because I've bought that game twice. I
Same.
have it on the 3DS, and I have um the Switch version, the definitive edition.
Yeah, I have Wii U and the Switch edition,
Hmm.
and like that game is so fucking good. And I do legitimately like. I think Age of Calamity would be a better game if it had the same variety of character.
Hmm.
Cause like as it is, like honestly, gameplay wise and everything else regarding like the just to that like core gameplay, it's so good. Like it is probably the like peak Warriors, but damn man, it does suck that it's stuck in that like Breath of the Wild timeline because yeah, with the DLC, it's like Zelda on a motorcycle, like maybe a Guardian, and it's like that's just kind of it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I guess
To me,
it it
it's like
adds
what you'd
to
expect.
the yeah, it adds to the story of what is it? It adds to the story of Breath of the Wild, but again, at the
It.
same time, it's like
Would you
like
mind
it's
if I spoiled it?
repetitive. Isn't there some time travel shit,
Do you
right?
mind if I spoil it? We're gonna do spoilers for Hyrule Warriors, guys.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it totally goes non-canon once the calamity part happens. It it's just like if you could like maybe say they just never mentioned the fact that there was this little friendly guardian that was with them. Like you
Hmm.
could like kind of like extend disbelief and be like, okay, but this is like telling the story. But then they literally time travel, bring the what's it called the champions from the future to the past, and like you can play as Sidon as an adult, and
Really?
like yeah, and like it's cool though because like you'd want to play as these characters, but like to me that kind of like let down the premise of like oh this is like important to the Breath of the Wild story,
Hmm.
and like in that way kind of let me down. But at the same time I was like oh it is cool to play as Sidon and like all the like other characters, but at the same time like they aren't that different from what the other characters were, and like all everything just it wasn't as varied as the original one was.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I do hold that it's a good game. I think it honestly like as far as it goes, like enjoyment to get out of it, like there's definitely enjoyment to be had. That's mainly just my main critiques with it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think those are all valid.
Yeah. And then we got Z-
Skyward Sword HD,
woo
which
still coming.
yeah, it's a thing.
They're not pulling back. They're not adding more games to it.
No. Then they showed the Legend of Zelda Game and Watch.
Oh, correction. That is the official only product celebrating Zelda's 35th anniversary Zelda Game and Watch.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, I
Uh,
do think it's cool that they have Zelda 1, 2, and Link's Awakening on there.
oh yeah, that
But
easily makes it so much better than the Mario one.
yeah, like,
That
there's
like
literally 3 games in there.
that beats the Mario one like so badly. Because I think the Mario one only had one in Lost Levels, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because like even just having Link's Awakening in there like alone would be like enough to make it better.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm honestly considering getting it, but I really don't need it.
Yeah,
That's like
it's
the main thing.
yeah. No, I 100% agree with you because I don't
I
need
own all
it.
these games. I own them like 7 times over, and like me having them on a little like thing that I'm never gonna take with me is not gonna make me play them any more than I
Yeah,
already do.
if I do get it, it's probably just gonna be like prominently displayed somewhere in my room.
Exactly, exactly. And that alone is already making me tempted just to get it anyway.
Yeah, because it's more of a cool collector's item than something that you're gonna be using.
I could put it on my Zelda shelf with all my Figmas.
Hmm.
Ugh, and I
And
want it
then
now. God damn it.
the last thing that they showed was more Breath of the Wild 2 footage,
Woo! That
which,
was great.
yeah, I mean, it looks sick.
So many fucking questions. Uh the the one thing that like I was worried about and like I kind of feel like I don't need to worry about it anymore has been the idea that it's going to be the same map. And like I think to an extent the same map is going to be there, but there is going to be exploration in areas where we haven't been.
There's also um the fucking the sky map.
Yeah. Like holy shit, dude. The like that opening scene with the Link falling from the sky is like brings me the good like Skyward Sword like vibes, like that free falling good feel
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
when he lands
And
in
then
Tippy Towers and he starts heading towards
Tomato
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 Town.
Town.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
But I I saw a funny comment that it's just like oh, they added a fucking phase through wall rune so that way when somebody glitches out, they can Nintendo can just say it's a feature.
Oh my god, that literally is, yeah, the clip through geometry is now just an actual fucking feature. Ah, dude, there's so many like things to dissect about that fucking trailer.
Yeah, and
I've been watching everybody like pick it apart piece by piece, like people predicting that the parts in the sky and Link with the long hair is actually like a flashback or like like earlier in the timeline. And
mhm,
like it just like interesting ideas and like I don't think people should start setting their expectations and just go in being like don't expect anything. Like they're gonna tell you a story that you are not expecting.
yeah, and
Basically, is
that's
the
the
best way to
thing that
do.
I'm most excited for because I really liked the story of Breath of the Wild, but it
Same.
did feel that like
You had to like look for it.
you had to look for it, and ultimately looking for it made the final boss worse.
Yeah, it's true. And like yeah, because like didn't we talk about this in our like rewards and podcast? Because like the reward for doing the divine beast literally ruins the final boss by like just tanking out like half of its health.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, I definitely was did not like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like playing the main features of the game should not just make the final boss baby mode.
Yep.
But I really do gotta praise the like we get some like legitimately like deep, probably some of the deepest character development of Link that any other Zelda game has done. When like if you read Zelda's diary and like talking
Mhm.
about how like oh like Link doesn't talk very often, but it's because like he's like you know like he's got a lot like on his mind and shit and
Yeah,
like
because he's got the title of being like the hero of Hyrule. He's like the one who is going to wield the Master Sword and like end the evil. And it's very much like, um, he's got a fucking huge burden on his shoulders.
and not only that, like the characters are so fucking well written, including like how like the dynamic between Link and Zelda in that way where Link is dealing with that, Zelda not knowing that is jealous of Link because to her, Link naturally was able to just pick the Master Sword up and he's the chosen hero, and she's struggling with her role as like the goddess incarnate. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
it's just fucking great writing, and I it really bums me out when people like kind of like go you know look over Breath of the Wild story And like I totally get it because like they do go about it in this roundabout way that does kind of detract from the experience to anybody not going out of their way to find it. But like for what's there, like there's a lot of like really good character work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why I really want it to be expanded in the sequel.
Same. I'm very much excited for all of the possibilities that it could bring,
Yeah.
especially like since, at the end of the game, like it's her and Link there, and there's like so much more for Zelda to be able to explore now.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Uh the one thing that like like getting in my mind is like where is Zelda going to go after like Breath of the Wild? Like where can it go?
That's a very, very good question.
I guess we'll worry about that after we play Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this one theory online that I'm like low key hoping is actually true.
Mhm.
Because like I think in the two trailers that they've shown, in one trailer you see Zelda holding the torch, but in another one it's Link holding the torch. And they like go to
Ooh.
the so people are thinking that like you can choose which one you want to play as. That like the one that you choose like will like explore like the grounded segment of it, and the other one will be exploring like the sky segment.
I would fucking love that so much. Nintendo
Yeah.
must know everybody want at this point wants a playable Zelda. Like we've wanted it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking forever. And then they'll be like, "You did get it. Didn't you play Spirit Tracks?"
Yeah, but I think like the thing is like in terms of a playable Zelda, it's like it becomes even more like desirable specifically because of how Breath of the Wild portrayed her, because like maybe aside from uh Wind Waker, like this is by far like the most like
Fleshed out.
yeah, the most fleshed out Zelda that we've ever gotten.
Yeah, it's like Tetra, Skyward Sword, Zelda, and Breath of the Wild Zelda.
Hmm.
Those are the best girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh, God, dude, I like want her to be playable so bad. I really I know I shouldn't get my hopes up. If she's not playable, it's totally fine. But like, God, it would be so cool.
No, definitely.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, it's got to be good. Come on, please, please, be good. The one thing that I'm sorry, I just like remembered. A lot of people, I saw this post on Twitter, and it was like I think the words were like a friendly reminder. Breath of the Wild 2 is like reportedly going to be darker than Majora's Mask, and I'm like, why do we gotta keep like acting like it's gotta be darker than Majora's Mask? Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, I don't think something necessarily needs to set itself up to be like we're going angstier, we're going darker. Like, don't like try to just keep comparing everything to Majora's Mask.
I
Let it,
mean,
let it be its own thing.
quite honestly, I don't know if you can get darker than a couple getting married just before they know they're about to perish. And like them
Fucking
accepting
right.
the fact that they're gonna die.
Right?
Like you can say that it's gonna be darker than Majora's Mask, but I don't know if it's gonna be darker than Majora's
It's
Mask. Very
not. But it's like posts like that because like I guess there was some interview and I guess AG Onuma like mentioned that like they had an intention to make the game darker, and like I think maybe he did say that it was like supposed to be darker than Majora's Mask, but like to me that comes off more like a marketing thing or more like an intention and not stating a fact. Like people are
yeah.
starting to get like way too hyped up and being like the when probably what he really meant was they're looking at darker tones similar to Majora's Mask, which is a Zelda game that had a dark tone in the past.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's like the the kind of like almost fantasy shattering realism of that moment with the Anju and Cafe side quest. to me is what makes that
Goosebumps.
game like both beautiful and dark at the same time.
Majora's Mask is like always the game I bring up whenever anybody discusses video games as art.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
the most obvious, easiest, like just fucking proof to me.
Hmm.
This video games as an art form. It's an incredible way to make you like empathize with all these characters and make you really feel it by like actually going through those 3 days. Like it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 gonna be darker. Link's gonna have to kill his own child. We're going real dark, fellas.
Link is
Hey.
actually gonna sacrifice like half of Hyrule.
Yeah, yeah, he has to for the greater good. He has to make like a really fucking big ethical decision. The train's coming down the track and he's at the lever.
Yeah, and Zelda's
Zelda
on
on
one side and the other side is half of Hyrule.
exactly. Oh my god, but yeah, so that was Nintendo's Direct, which was pretty much the hypest thing of E3 for me.
I think it's like the hypest thing of E3, regardless of who you are.
Yeah, man, like it was easily like that reminded me of like what it feels like to experience E3.
Yeah.
It really. Oh wait, no, no, what did the remember remember what happened after? The real press conference began after. Bandai Namco came out and they decided that they were gonna fucking smash that record of
They,
worst fucking E3.
they were doing a any percent speed run for how quickly you can just make people disappointed.
Oh my
Like,
god.
oh, I think they hit a world record with that one.
Dark Pictures Anthology, baby.
Dude, like, I think it's fucking hilarious that, like, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of, like, the E3, what, like, scheduling websites changed their fucking, changed what they had written for Bandai Namco.
Really?
Because like, at least every place that I saw was them talking about, it said, like, Bandai Namco press conference.
Yeah.
And then later, I saw that it had changed to Bandai Namco presents Dark Pictures Anthology, and that was it.
Fuck. Come on.
I could be wrong with that. I could be wrong with that, but the whole reason I
But
had faith
the one that we were going off of only said Bandai Namco.
yeah,
The like original one that we presented while we were making our predictions last podcast. It
yeah,
literally just says Bandai Namco Entertainment.
yeah. So I could be wrong with that, and maybe like just the schedule that we got was like labeled incorrectly. But fucking hell, dude, that shit was depressingly bad.
Dude, like before like bedtime on like Monday night, I saw like posts on Twitter of like people doing that one like photo set of like Goku. Is he fist bumping Vegeta? And it had like Nintendo and Bandai Namco, and it's like we're gonna save E3 tomorrow.
No, no, no. It's Goku fist bumping Mario.
Oh my fucking god.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I remember going to bed seeing that. And I'm like, oh, this'll definitely age well somehow.
It's
Hey, one of them pulled through.
because I have to imagine that it wasn't just us that felt that way because you saw all these people trying to make predictions about what they were going to do for Bandai
Yeah.
Namco, and then
Everybody was talking about Bandai Namco, the company, not just the Dark Pictures anthology.
yeah, and then it was literally just Dark Pictures Anthology and nothing more.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It could have just been maybe last minute they realized like that is all they're gonna talk about, and so they needed to update the schedule.
I I just
Just poor
it,
management.
it makes no sense to me because like they've already literally some of the stuff that like they have on the way was shown during E3
Yeah.
and talk because like there's like fucking Tales of Arise.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that they could be talking about, like the new fucking like even the thing that I brought up earlier this podcast, which was the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot like alternate future
Right,
DLC.
right.
They could have talked about that, and they just
But instead,
didn't.
we saw the same fucking trailer for that same fucking Dark Pictures anthology thing.
Yeah,
The
that
thing
no
I
one
keep
gives a shit
forgetting
about.
exists.
Yeah, because no one gives a shit about it.
Like they made Until Dawn, and then they dropped the ball on the sequel game, and like now no one even remembers what the fuck Dark Pictures anthology means.
Yeah, it's like I know again, I know I said earlier like don't threaten people and don't do this and don't do that,
Mm,
but um fucking hell man, like
that was
they
fucked, man.
it was not good.
That was like it was easily the worst like presentation. That was like unanimous after the event. Like that was easily the worst.
Yeah, especially because they had it marketed as just
Bandai
as
Namco
Bandai Namco, not as Bandai Namco
presents
presents our picture anthology.
presents Dark Picture. Like maybe they realized like if it like the scummy thing would be they realize if they said that up front no one would watch it. And so they had people speculating
They were fucking
beforehand.
right.
Like yeah, no like how quickly did people drop out when they realized? Like, I wasn't even watching like I didn't watch it live
I watched it live and I kept telling myself like, they're gonna show more. And
when they're
then
in like that interview part.
and I was like, no, you know what? They're they're not. This is it.
Yeah, that was it. That was really it.
And then like my friends and I checked the schedule because we were in a Discord call, and then it was just fucking uh and then sure enough it just said Bandai Namco presents Dark Picture Anthology, and we're just like, wait, what the fuck? It wasn't like this before.
Well, things have changed.
Yeah,
It's, a,
apparently.
it's like wait, this is just Dark Pictures anthology. Always was. Pull the gun out behind you.
It's like the fucking Anakin and Padme meme. It's just like, oh, now we're gonna show you Dark Pictures Anthology. And you're gonna show us other stuff, right? And then you're gonna show us other stuff, right?
Oh my god, dude. That was just easily the most disappointing thing.
Yeah, because I mean, I love Bandai Namco's games. Like, I love so many of their games. I love Dragon Ball Fighters. I love the Tekken series. I love fuck. I know there's other games from Bandai Namco that I've played, but I just can't think of right now because it's literally 2:45 in the morning. Um, but they have so many good games, and like they had so many things they could have talked about.
And
But
they specifically chose bloodshed.
yeah, they chose violence.
But yeah, that was E3 2021. Lots of lows, but pretty good highs.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good highs.
Yeah. Specifically, all in Nintendo's part of the.
Yeah, specifically centered around Nintendo.
Yeah, that was the single high of E3.
Yeah, this E3 really did just kind of come off as we like the whatever goes behind the actual show of E3. They really wanted to bring it back, and it feels like there's a lot more pressure put on the companies to just show anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that still applies to Nintendo. I think Nintendo was already planning to have a direct ready around this time. So like
Hmm.
I that's why I'm like to me, because of like the last Nintendo Direct, it seems like Nintendo has been kind of back on like getting things back on track. A lot better than
Yeah.
most other companies have been.
Hmm.
And so yeah, this one definitely just kind of came off as everything we said that we're still working on, we're still working on, guys.
Hmm.
And like that, and that's, you know, just kind of like, yeah, it is what it is. It's not an E3 we're used to, but I think it's just kind of the E3 we kind of have to get before like, you know, we actually open everything, you know, back up to how it was.
Yeah, I think ultimately, like, again, I'm not like the only reason I'm giving Bandai Namco shit right now is because I know that they had other stuff they could have shown
Yeah.
and they just didn't. Like,
Mhm.
even if it was just them talking about games that they've already announced that they just they're just reminding you that it's happening.
Mhm.
Like, I would have appreciated that more than just Pictures Anthology.
Dark Pictures Anthology. Yeah. Oh my
But
god, we gotta play it together, dude. Dark Pictures Anthology. In honor.
the one thing that that had me excited about that was when I saw the trailer for it at Summer Games Fest.
Uh-huh.
One of the first things I said was like, "Is that character Ashley Tisdale?"
Oh my god.
And like, I don't know how I recognized her, but they confirmed it.
Yeah,
That's the
that
one
is
thing that
the
I was
one
proud of.
thing. Yeah, the Dark Pictures Anthology's been doing a good job of getting familiar actors involved with their products, but like, at what
But
cost?
yeah, it's like, uh, it's again, I understand
Oh
why
yeah,
it was
100%.
why it was because COVID hit everyone hard. Like, no one was spared from it, and it impeded a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's understandable that um it was like that, and um you can be, I guess, disappointed, but don't go attacking the companies because it's like they didn't have much of a choice.
Mhm.
But ultimately, I think that this was an expected low year for E3.
Yeah, 100% agree. Like, with all of that, it's honestly like even Nintendo's presentation was like, I think, the unexpected. That was the thing. Like I think we honestly should have expected this to be about what we did get.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, this is like, I don't want this to come off like copium, but like, it's like next year will probably be a lot better.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Like, in terms of just everything, like next year, depending on when Zelda's release date is, like we may like have a whole like centered thing around that. Maybe it might even be like an actual convention next year, who knows.
Yeah, yeah,
So just a matter of time, and try not to kill each other on fucking Twitter over this. That's the main thing. Don't yuck someone else's yums,
exactly. That's what I always say.
as Tyus always says. And I think with that, I think we're ready to wrap up this podcast.
Yeah, this was a long one.
It was a doozy, but I think it really sets up what we're about to head on into with this gaming quarter of the year. We're almost halfway through 2021.
Yeah, it's fucking wild to me.
Wild.
It does not
Jeez.
feel like that.
No, it really does not. But yeah, this has been good. It's been good talking to y'all. Good talking to you, Tyus.
Yeah, good talking with you, TJ.
If you're listening to this, by the way, and if you're able to, go get vaccinated. Like, honestly, do yourself a favor, do the world a favor. It's a good idea. It's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, yeah, I've been TJ.
And I've been Tyus.
And as always, there are links down in the description to all of our social and other projects. You can follow us there, and we will catch you guys on the next podcast.
See you later.